Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition all Hecata Chronicle, Berlin Bloodlines. This is episode 2, Disturb the Dead. Let's meet our disturbing vampires, starting with Avery.
Hello, hi, I'm Avery, and this evening I will be playing unser gnädiger Herr, Edgar Wade.
Az?
Hi, I'm Az, or As I Was, and today I will be playing Adelaide Nagaraja.
Thank you. Luna?
Hello, I'm Luna, or druidbynight, and today I will be playing Imogen Lamia.
And last but not least, Rachel. And you're only last because I do alphabetical order, if you can't tell.
It's all good. Hi, everybody. I am Azure, or simply Rachel, and I am playing Maria Russellini, the Mistress of Ghosts.
Indeed. As always, this is a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition actual play. We've gone over our safety and consent, but please check in with yourselves as your well-being is important to all of us who are playing. All the content warnings will be down in the description, and I can now say please check closed captions if you're watching this on my channel because I am putting subtitles on everything. And it's a lot of work, but it's worth it. So if all of you are ready, lass uns anfangen. Avery, what does that mean?
Go ahead and get started.
And let's return to Berlin, inside of Edgar's penthouse, the night after the coterie helped a dragon and their peacocks, and met the most infamous Nosferatu in Berlin. So let's cast our eyes back to that night, and let's talk about some of the things you learned, or more accurately, I suppose, let's talk about some of the things that you heard. Because it's important to remember, one thing all kindred have in common: they lie. Some of you heard rumors about the goings-on in the Camarilla court, that a new prince will be declared soon. Some of you were reminded of the mystery of the Milliners and what exactly is happening within their bloodline, smack dab in the heart of Anarch territory. But all of you were invited to Peacock Island, or the Fraueninsel, via an invitation from its notorious resident known as the Dragon, brokered, you would learn, by Yancy the Nosferatu. Now, although you helped Dragon save her peacocks from an unhinged specter possessing them, you would come to find out that Yancy purposefully gifted Dragon the haunted object, knowing that the power of the island would cause problems only you could solve, but perhaps not fully grasping how bad it would be, especially for the peacocks. Why did Yancy do this? Well, he claimed that the island was a place of power, of specifically dark necromantic power, and that someone named Lucius Giovanni was seeking to harness it through a relic called the Shadowbane. Lucius's end goal being to tear the Shroud of Berlin and open the Divide, to pull the city into the Shadowlands, and all the inhabitants within it. Yancy claimed that he heard a prophecy from the Witch of Kudam, that only a Singer of Light could destroy the power of the island. Edgar determined this to be his ghoul and lover Aen, and although he offered to bring her to the island, Dragon cryptically informed him that it was not theirs to destroy, and warned the coterie that should they return to the island without invitation, Dragon would bury them there. Tullio took his leave, clearly in some sort of internal conflict, while the rest of the coterie returned to Edgar's penthouse, where they learned that not only is Imogen the child of Lucius Giovanni, but so is Tullio. And both of them had their memories rearranged, with seemingly only Imogen having hers restored. And Imogen has her own theory on why that is. Not that she shared it with any of you, though. And of course, Edgar confessed to the coterie, minus his brother, that not only he had a ghoul, but she was the love of his life and his unlife. And she was supposedly this Singer of Light Yancy mentioned. And this was proven when a bestial failure led to a broken espresso machine, and Aen woke up to a bunch of vampires in her kitchen. Those in the coterie with Sense the Unseen were able to see the light emanating from Aen, as well as learning that she has some natural oracular ability, as she sketched an image of Olivia Duncern and Lucius Giovanni, although she has never met either one before. And although the coterie attempted to be kind and understanding with Aen, the talk of destiny, destroying a dark power, and the possibility of losing her life in the attempt left her feeling scared and confused. And although Edgar's more occult-aligned cousins attempted to explain that embracing her would eliminate this power altogether, Edgar refused to have that conversation. And the conversation was cut short anyway, as it so often happens when the sun began to rise, and a family sleepover was forced upon the coterie. And that is where we are going to begin our scene. Based on all of your humanity levels, we're going to start with whoever is highest humanity. Highest humanity rises first and falls asleep last. And Edgar, you're the first to rise. Then Maria, Adelaide, and last Imogen. So let's start with you, Edgar. You awake in your bed. I assume Edgar has a California king size. I might be read that wrong. Okay. Still in the position you were in when you succumb to the day sleep, holding Aelin, but she's not here. And this isn't unusual, but it's also not usual. Often Aelin tries to be home when you wake up, and if she won't be, she'll leave you a note or a text letting you know that, but you have neither note nor text waiting for you. So I need your nightly rouse check first, before we get into anything else. And everyone's sheets, please remain exactly the same as they were the night before.
Success.
So, before we go any further, Avery, you are very low all of a sudden.
I'm so sorry. I was leaning back.
Okay. Thank you. Success. What hunger does that put you at? I believe it's 2. Or I believe it's 3. It's 3, rather.
Let's take a look here. I was sitting at 2.
I believe you were sitting at 3. After you did the rouse check, after you did the spirits ward, you should have you gained 100.
Edgar drank a bottle of blood when we got back to the...
Understood. Okay, so you're sitting at 2.
Yes.
Did you take any damage? Need to do a little housekeeping. Okay. So, you're at 2 hunger. No damage, so you don't need to do any healing. Is there anything you'd like to do in your bedroom before venturing out to the main living space and we move to Maria?
Edgar will pick up the sort of inner ear set telephone and just speed dial Aelin while they get dressed.
Mm-hmm.
Go in the bathroom, comb their hair, put their product in.
Okay.
Smolder at themselves for a little bit.
As soon as you speed dial Aelin, it goes right to voicemail. Her phone is off.
That's not good. Edgar will go get a hair or 2 that she may have left on the pillow.
All right.
Kind of wait for the others in the living room, getting their ritual components together for Astromancy.
All right. Well, we'll let you get your ritual stuff together, and then we'll swing back around to see if you want to continue on with that track. Maria.
Yeah.
The next highest in humanity. You and Edgar do have the same humanity, just for clarification, but Edgar has the up all night merit, so I gave them the boost there. So Maria, you wake in a room Edgar had prepared for you, for all the members of your coterie. In fact, it's got a lot of gothic decor, funky knickknacks, most of them ghost themed, and some clothes that seem to be suited to your taste and size. Now you do have a text waiting for you from Katrin. It says, "Sorry, I missed your text, fell asleep, call me when the sun goes down." Nightly rouse check, please, Maria.
Here we go.
I do also, just for clarity's sake, want to say that there is a sizing mannequin in there as well, but the face of the mannequin has been removed and replaced with a porcelain scream mask.
I love that. It's fantastic. Beautiful. Also, does the skull on the red dice mean anything for rouse check?
It means a failure.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're at 2 hunger. You're at you fed off of you passion feasted off of Natasha last night, and that should have put you down to 1. And now you should be at 2 hunger.
Correct.
Did you take any damage? I don't think so.
No.
Okay. So, would you like to call Katrin now, or would you like to wait?
Considering this is probably, it's been a while since we've been away from each other like this, she's going to call her right away. Yeah.
Katrin picks up pretty quickly, and as soon as she does, you hear the sound of like running water and music playing in the background, and she's speaking in sort of a low hush tone, and she says, "Hey, sorry, I missed your text."
No, it's okay. Sorry, I wasn't home last night.
I wouldn't have known if you were, because I'm at my dad's house.
Oh, it's then that she remembers that happened. And her eyes just wide, and she's like, how's that going?
I mean, it's okay. It's weird. I mean, I missed my calling as a Schauspielerin, as an actress, because I don't think they suspect anything. But hopefully no one's listening. But we're all staying here. All my cousins and their ghouls and but all the Milliners are staying in one house. It's really weird.
That is really weird.
Yeah, and my mom wouldn't go out for brunch with me in the morning. She wouldn't go. She said she can't leave the house, and I don't know what's going on.
Keep your ears open, but also, please, once again, stay safe. Don't do anything that's going to put you at too much risk.
Is there something I want to ask you, though? When I was on my way home, I wanted to stop in and see Akua. I just thought it, because he's really close to me, so I thought it would be a good idea if Uncle Akua also knew I was going home, just, so he could, keep an eye out or something. But his place is closed down. Like, the confinement is over, and even if it wasn't, he should have been opened. But it's
very strange.
It's closed, and there's paper on the windows and stuff. So I thought maybe you could check it out.
Yeah, I'll bring it up to the coterie, and we'll see if we can swing down.
Funny, you have a coterie. So funny to you say that.
It does feel a little strange, doesn't it? We had a pseudo sleepover at Edgar's place.
That's so nice. Bonding.
You could say that. I have things that we need to talk about in person soon.
Yeah, I'll text you if anything happens. I'll try and sneak away, maybe right before sunrise.
Okay, stay safe, stay safe, my love.
I love you.
I love you too.
And she hangs up.
Okay.
Anything you're going to do in your bedroom now before we move on to Adelaide?
Question. Edgar, would you have left a razor in the room?
Not just any razor, but a very intricately filigreed Italian straight razor, circa the early 1600s.
Then she's going to do something that she's had to do for quite a while, and shave. Early she does most often. Shave her head.
All right. And while you do that, let's move over to Adelaide. Your nightly rouse check, please, Adelaide.
Everything's gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's fine.
You're at 2 hunger when we left. I believe.
Everything's not 3 hunger.
3 hunger.
So you go to jail.
Yeah, now you're really, really, really hungry, and you feel that voice of your sire piercing into your ear. Taught you so much better than this, daughter. They don't understand us. Leave. Find something to eat and go. Now.
I don't have to listen to you anymore. You won't even call me back. And Adelaide's gonna crawl out of the closet. And
you did not sleep in the bed. There was some great stuff in here, skulls and an anatomically correct sort of things here. Edgar took a lot of time to make sure everyone's rooms were to their personal tastes.
It's very sweet.
I will also say, in specific regards to Adelaide's room, that Aelin did a lot of the aesthetic decoration in here.
I would say that would be accurate, yeah.
So it's a lot of that Middle Eastern, North African vibe.
Big poster of maybe not Marrakesh, but maybe Casablanca. Framed.
It's very sweet, very well thought out. It makes Adelaide uncomfortable. What does Edgar want? So she's going to get out of the closet, straighten everything out, and grab her phone and see if Bella has texted
Bella has texted you. And the text reads, Uncle Eddie texted me last night saying he wanted me to come over. But someone texted me this morning saying that it's not a good time and that he'll call me later. Question mark.
Who texted you?
Are you calling her or texting her?
Yeah, she's like writing out the text, and then she'll put the phone to her ear as she's routing around in the fridge looking for the blood that she knows Edgar
so
has
we're not
in there.
leaving bedrooms yet. So you're still we're staying bedroom. We'll bring everyone in because Edgar's going to make a roll to see how much blood he has.
Oh, wonderful. So while she's like straightening everything out and putting her hair up, phone to the ear and call Bella.
Hi, it's so good. I was so worried. Are you all right?
I'm fine. Everything is, well, not fine, but I'm all right. I'm at Edgar's. Why did you get told not to come here?
I don't know. Someone texted me. I assume Eddie texted me from his phone because it was from his phone. And then from the same phone, someone texted me, but it was too early. Eddie shouldn't have been awake, saying that he would call me at some point today, that it wasn't a good idea to come over today.
Let me check to make sure everything is all right.
Sure.
And then...
I missed you.
I missed you too, my darling girl. Did you have an all right day, or...?
Yeah, I had my fish sticks and my spinach, and I watched, the Love Island show. But, the German one.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the television. Yes.
Well, I watched it on my phone because we don't have a television, but maybe we'll get one.
I'm working towards it.
I can just buy one, but
I don't
know how you feel
to
about
spend
that.
your own money on things. I'm supposed to take care of you, so
it's my mother's money, so I'm fine with that.
We'll have to talk about her as well. But
should I come there anyway? Should I come see you?
Why don't you head over here anyway, and then we'll see.
Okay. I need to stop and get something to eat though, because I had the fish sticks and the spinach. I didn't have anything else in here, so I'll stop and get a currywurst or doner or something on the way.
Good. Make sure you're taking care of yourself.
I need to remember to stock the fridge.
Yes, grocery shopping. Go to the market. We'll do that tomorrow.
Hopefully, I won't have to worry about that stuff anymore soon.
Soon, of course, soon. I love you.
I love you.
And Adelaide will hang up the phone.
Mm-hmm. Adelaide, you did suffer some damage, I believe. I believe you took 1 point of superficial damage.
Yeah.
But if you remember in a Huddy game, superficial damage, I allow 1 to be healed in your day sleep. So you may remove that. For free.
Wonderful. Yeah, because 400 would be a fun time here.
Yes. All right. Anything else you'd like to do in your bedroom before we move on to Imogen?
See if Kasim has texted or called in any way, shape, or form, even though he usually doesn't.
Kasim doesn't. Kasim doesn't have any sort of affinity or love for technology, and he does try and toe the Camarilla line. And you don't have any texts from Heidi, who would text for Kasim on his behalf.
That's basically what Adelaide's looking for.
No.
And is going to text Heidi that they should talk soon, maybe have dinner.
Heidi texts back pretty quickly. Sure.
And that is the last thing Adelaide needs to do before going to eat, so she doesn't eat one of her cousins.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see. We'll move on to Imogen. Imogen, your nightly rouse check, please. At my 5 humanity girly wakes up last.
Yeah.
5 humanity?
Success. 5 humanity.
Yeah, it's 4 reasons. Success. All right, so you are still at 1 hunger, is that correct? Or are you at 2? You should be at 2. Mm-hmm.
I'm at 2.
And you did not receive any superficial damage, I don't believe.
Mm-mm.
I believe it's just Tulio and Adelaide who did. Okay. No. Imogen. I need to ask you, how are you feeling now that your coterie knows about Lucius? Now that they know about the Shadowbane? Do you feel like you can trust them? Do you feel like you are more adrift than ever? I need to get inside the mind of Imogen just a little bit as storyteller.
Imogen is incredibly uncomfortable with this entire situation. Mad at herself for slipping after being so angry. And unsure of what to do next. But also feeling as though if she doesn't at least make an attempt to trust them, then somehow that would probably be worse.
Yeah. Do you think that, considering learning, now you never knew what the Shadowbane did. This is your first knowledge of what the Shadowbane does. It tears down the shroud, which is might sound great to Lucius and might sound great to a lot of other clans of death, depending on what their motivations and ambitions are. But perhaps, just a guess, does Imogen feel that maybe her coterie could be her allies in stopping her sire?
Yes. And that's weird to her.
And that's super weird, obviously. Is there anything you'd like to do in your room before you exit out into the main? Would you like to call your mother, call Sabina to get her to come, your ghoul, anything of that nature?
I think she'll first say her nightly prayers upon waking up. And then she'll just take a minute to process everything that happened, because she didn't have a lot of time to do that before succumbing to the day sleep. And I'm not that hungry yet, so I'll call Hannelore and check in.
She picks up pretty quickly. Guten Abend. Good evening, my daughter.
Good evening, Mother. I'm just checking in. I'm okay.
Good. What can I do for you?
I'm just feeling strange, confused. I'm needing Lilith's guidance.
Lilith is with you always, meine Tochter. She lives in your blood. You must simply speak with her, and she will speak to you.
Of course. Mother, I have a question, and this may sound strange. Do you think I could trust my coterie mates?
Remind me again, who is in your coterie?
Edgar, Adelaide, Maria, and Tulio.
I believe that trust is difficult for all of us. I believe that your broodmate and your cousin Tulio is perhaps the outlier of your coterie. But I also believe that if you do not trust them, they will become your enemy, or they will help facilitate your downfall and side with Tulio. He has better position, more power, closer relation, especially with Edgar and his mother. I believe you must ingratiate and endear yourselves to them, if only to further your goals and the goals of the Dark Mother.
Okay. Thank you, Mother.
Of course.
I believe you're right.
Is there anything else that I can do for you? Carla should be coming soon. I will, if you need her to bring something for you.
I'm okay for right now, I think. I'll call if I need anything, and let you know if anything happens.
Please do.
I will. I still have my weapons.
I would expect nothing less.
Good evening, Mother.
I love you, Imogen.
She'll, melt a little. Love you too, Mother.
And she hangs up.
And hang up.
Anything else you'd like to do before exiting out?
No?
All right. All of you converge in the main living area. Leave. You're dressed. You're healed. For those of you who needed to heal, you're all in some form of hungry. Edgar, please roll for me. Your dots in resources. Should be 5 dice for you. Your successes will determine how much blood is available for you and your coterie.
We need the juice.
5. Okay. So 1, 1, 1, 1. That would leave almost, see, Adelaide could take 2. That would deplete your entire stock.
Alright.
I need to know if you're okay with that.
Seeing everyone come out, Edgar would just be like, how are we feeling? Who's hungry?
Not excessively, but I could use a bite to eat. I feel like I need more, and things might get a little strange.
I only like half from bagged. So.
Yes. Miss Imogen.
Hee.
You got the special taste?
That is correct. So, I will allow you to forego this particular feeding and save Edgar a blood bag. And
Right.
we will
Adelaide has the same issue.
Adelaide has the same issue. All right. I will allow you to as well. And we will, on the way to, if we go anywhere, I will let you head out to feed.
Excellent.
Both of you.
Picky eaters.
Mm-hmm.
Edgar
With
will,
daddy issues.
Yeah.
Edgar will split a bottle of blood between himself and Maria.
Maria will
one
happily
just
partake.
like one hunger. Need one. Yeah, a liter bottle. Yeah, that should be fine.
Thank you, Eddie. Whew.
It's never a problem. And Edgar is sort of moving a ritual bowl around on the table. It's gorgeous Celtic silver that has been inlaid with knotwork and gemstones. There's a sort of folded red satin cloth that has a few of Aylin's hairs, and a honestly kind of wicked looking iron knife with an antler handle.
As you do that, everyone can notice that the espresso machine has been cleaned up from last night, properly disposed of according to German laws of recycling. It's in the Wertstoff, which exists. And the sketch of Lucius and Olivia has been crumbled up and thrown in the paper trash.
What you working on there, Eddie?
Trying to figure out where Aylin is gone.
She disappeared.
You know, she has a fucking job, but
Oh.
she's usually home by now.
Can you just text her?
Could you not just call her work and make sure she's there instead of resorting to all this?
I would rather this. It's more reliable. This doesn't lie.
Correct me
Understand.
if I'm wrong, Avery. Astromancy, you learn in skills, desires, and convictions. You don't necessarily learn where someone is.
Let me check that again.
I'm
I-
fairly certain.
I think if it's enough successes, you get a vague idea of where they are.
Perhaps. Let me look. It's Blood Sigils, page 59.
Discourse amongst the mechanics. Let's go.
It's okay. Adelaide's sitting there judging. Yeah, you're gonna do this, but necromancy, that's where you draw the line? Really? Really, Eddie?
Okay. Need to do it in clear view of the sky. Ritual roll runs critical desire and at least one of their convictions. No, you do not know where they are. That will not tell you.
Okay. This will give
Non-ritual roll reveals the target's greatest aptitudes, i.e. their highest attribute or skill, and their current ambition. A critical win also reveals their desire and at least one of their convictions. If you know their birth date or the date of their embrace, you can add 1 die to the ritual pool. So it will not tell you where she is.
Well, give me a good idea of what state she's in, though.
That's accurate.
Yeah, this is a good start regardless. And after Edgar fills the bowl with
I need a rouse.
blood,
Maria just pouring her.
Oh, go ahead.
And
Two
I was gonna say,
And if Edgar is doing this with everyone around, Imogen, Adelaide, Maria, rouse check.
success.
Success.
I'm drinking this right now, so
We're good.
I was saying that oversized like coffee mug. She probably poured the blood in that.
Adelaide,
And she's just
did you fail?
Yes.
Edgar, as you pour your blood into the bowl, Adelaide's fangs descend, and she's looking at you ravenously, and not necessarily in a sexy way. Not necessarily in a sexy way either.
yeah, she's usually home by now. Adelaide, go eat. We'll be here.
She texted Bella from your phone.
She did that last night as well, because I asked her to.
You had no right.
To
And I'm
what?
gonna go into the kitchen and down everything that's in there. I'm so sorry.
So you take only half. So what remains, you got 1, about 5, so that's 3. So you're only going to half, rounded down. So you're going to down the rest of his blood supply and only can remove 1 hunger.
Does Aelin have any like raw meat in there?
Yes. Yes, she does.
Perfect. I'm taking that too.
All right.
eat the
Taking that
expensive
first,
steak.
actually.
Then I'll allow you to remove 2 hunger as you eat her filet mignon.
Yikes.
Yum.
Edgar, do you attempt to stop this in any fashion?
Edgar's going to note the blatant disrespect for his hospitality, but not say anything immediately.
You may make an intelligence and blood sorcery roll. And you are back. You are back up to 2 hunger. Is that correct?
Yes. Am I adding my 3 dots in Furcus to this or no?
I'll allow it.
Great.
As the discourse happens, Maria's just looking at Imogen like,
Imogen suddenly questioning if her mother is correct or not.
Right.
Imogen suddenly wondering if her mother's ever been correct about anything.
so how was your sleep?
6 successes.
6 successes. So Aelin's highest attribute is intelligence at 5. What is her current desire? Her current desire is to understand what's going on with her. Her current emotional state where she is confusion.
I think as all of this is occurring, as Edgar is learning this information, he drops the hairs into the blood. And there's an initial spit of flame, but in the smoke of that hair, it becomes hovering just above the face of the bowl. Just the nebulous outer border of the galaxy. It is that sort of those intense golds and greens and purples that we see through telescopes and, you know, what remains of supernovas. Edgar just reaches forward and pushes it to the side and begins to check where certain stars are before it fades. And the blood, all in one moment, dries and evaporates.
And it's unfortunate, Edgar, it doesn't really tell you anything that you couldn't have already guessed on your own.
It does let me know she's not actively trying to get out of some place, though. It's
Perhaps.
at that, Edgar will just look at his phone for a minute.
You see that from your phone, Aelin did indeed text Bella this morning, around 8 this morning, which is really late. She had a meeting. She shouldn't have been, and for your phone to still be here, she should have long been gone to work. But she texted Bella around 8 and told her that it was not a good time. She texted Kenneth as well. But Kenneth didn't reply to either messages. Not the one last night, not the one this morning. Adelaide, you finished cleaning everything out. Do you leave the mess there, or do you dispose of it?
No, she'll take and make sure all the packaging for the meat is in the trash and that the bottles are rinsed out. She's angry. She's not rude.
Edgar will go ahead and call the office.
Wait, Enterprises?
Which receptionist is this?
I'm not a receptionist. My name is April. I am Miss Madame's current replacement.
Did Miss Madame leave work early?
Miss Madame sent out an all-call this morning that she's taking a leave of absence from Wait Enterprises. She's placed me in charge. I am her protege.
Right, you're in charge till she gets back. This is Edgar Wait. She's not taking a fucking leave of absence. Fucking denied.
I am so sorry. I don't know what it is that you want me to do.
Did she show up to work this morning?
She put in a conference call. She was at her temple.
Right, thank you so much. Edgar will hang up the phone. Right, go do what you all have to do, eat, whatnot. I've got a stop to make before we do whatever we're doing tonight.
I did get some interesting news, something that I think I want to check out at some point. Wasn't sure if you wanted to go with me, Eddie. Maybe all of us could. It could be an interesting going out. Catherine told me that Uncle Akua's place is still closed up. After we're no longer under those orders, so I'm very concerned.
I can put a call into Germain, Akua's son. He and I do business, and I can see what I can see. Take care of yourselves. Keep your nose clean. I'll give everybody a call later.
Edgar, as you head to the door, you get a notification on your phone that Carla has arrived. You can see it on the little camera that pops up. And Carla's not alone. Carla seems to be helping someone with bags. You can't quite see who it is. There's lots of bags, shopping bags and things of that nature. And she is helping Aelin to the door.
Iced on a fucking biscuit. And Edgar will open the door and just start grabbing bags.
Carla hands you a bunch of bags. Aelin does not hand you any of her bags, one of which is a new espresso machine.
Wow.
And she does not make any eye contact with you or say anything to you and sort of just walks past you and puts things on the counter.
Carla.
Says, thank you, Carla.
Yes, Carla, thank you. I owe you a favor for this. Thank you.
What's an insight, Edgar?
I'm going
Imogen,
to assume
you too. Extra dice.
I'm going to assume that my truths specialty does apply. Wonderful.
Oh, and an extra die. Okay. Interesting. I think I got a messy critical
Amazing.
with so a B went 4, 5.
Amazing. Imogen, you're going to fall under your clan compulsion of morbidity.
Okay.
Until you see something come to life or until you see something die, you're going to be at a 2 dice penalty to anything that does not involve that. What about you, Edgar?
6.
Both of you can see when Edgar says to Carla, I owe you a favor, the look in her eyes says, I won't be around for a favor. But she does not say anything.
Ahihai Lilitu.
Ahihai Lilitu. Sister.
Carla, good evening. Ahihai Lilitu.
I'll be outside your door.
Edgar will just shut the door behind him and just kind of be staring at Aelin.
The answer to that question, Adelaide, is correct. Is yes, you
Yes.
can. Aelin
Ominous.
doesn't want to look at you right now. She walks over to Maria first, and she kisses you on both cheeks and says, it was so wonderful to meet you. Edgar has talked about your partner, Catherine, so much, his cousin. And it was wonderful to meet you. I hope I get to meet her very soon.
Perhaps we can. And it was lovely being able to meet you as well. And instead of just giving the kisses on the cheek, she's going to full on hug.
It makes Aelin a little bit uncomfortable when you do that, and it might just be a cultural thing, but she does not stop you.
Got you. After the hug, she will return to kisses on the cheek. And she's going to say, we should do, a double date at some point. Could be fun.
I'll talk to Edgar about that. And she comes over to you, Imogen. It was very... a lot happening last night. I don't know if you remember me, but I used to be a blood doll at Maxim. I met you once, and your sisters. I don't know if you remember me.
I think now that you mention it, I do. I remember your eyes.
Yes, maybe someday you'll show me your garden.
It would be my pleasure.
Adelaide, could I speak with you privately in the balcony?
Of course, Aelin. And Adelaide's gonna look at Edgar.
Edgar's fucking fuming right now.
After
Do you go on the balcony?
Yeah.
No, please, after you. Edgar, can I speak to you privately afterwards in the bedroom, please?
You don't have to ask.
And Adelaide will look at Edgar and head out to the balcony.
Aelin goes with you, and she speaks in Arabic. I want to thank... So even, Imogen, if you were listening with heightened senses, if you wanted to, you wouldn't be able to understand what she's saying.
Right.
Neither would Edgar or Maria. I wanted to thank you, Adelaide. It means so much to have someone of my... I know ethnic background, we are not the same, but you grew up in the place where I grew up, and I think we understand each other very well. And having you there last night was, I don't know how to explain it, like a lighthouse in a choppy sea. Does that make sense?
It does. It makes sense to me.
I'm sorry that Edgar was so rude, asking you not to speak in Arabic. I'll talk to him about that too.
Edgar has some control issues, I think. But it comes from him worrying about you.
I know that. I have to ask something of you. Before I
What?
continue this conversation, I need to know if you're using Sense the Unseen.
Yeah, just to see how bright that light is.
All right. As she starts speaking to you, the light is getting extremely bright. If you keep Sense the Unseen on, and I will let you, you will have to make a frenzy check.
Adelaide can't do it. She spent her whole life in the dark. The light's too bright.
You turn off Sense the Unseen?
Yeah.
Whatever it is that you all need from me to destroy, if the cost is my life, I need you to kill my light first. And Adelaide, please roll me an intelligence and resolve roll.
Oh, yay!
This is getting spicy.
She is my stat block for an unawakened mage. She has
Yay!
8 dice for this roll. Wait to see my stat block for a full mage.
Intelligence and resolve. Okay.
She should be back at 10. She went to temple, so she should be back at 10 willpower.
Yeah.
That is 7 successes.
4.
You can spend willpower if you want to.
Okay. All right. There's 3.
But so can she.
That's 3 more successes actually. So
7 to 7.
Yeah. Yep. 7 to 7.
If that's the case, she has 10 willpower to spend.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Adelaide's got so much willpower.
3
So
more
much.
successes.
Oh god.
9. Or 10.
10.
7 plus 3 is 10. So, as she speaks to you and says this, you feel the words go into you, and you feel that they're coming from her. And there's a part of you that thinks that maybe you should not agree to this. But then you think, no, this is your idea anyway. This is exactly what your idea was as well. And you rationalize that to yourself.
Of course, Aelin. Of course.
And now I need an intelligence and a cult roll from you.
My specialty does not apply in this case.
Remind me what your specialty is.
Brave rituals.
No.
Yeah.
Unfortunately not. Edgar, are you watching this or are you waiting in the bedroom?
Edgar has not left where they were standing.
Were you watching her with Sense the Unseen? Because I will need a frenzy check.
I will roll a frenzy check.
Mm-hmm.
That is 7 successes.
Adelaide, you don't know what just happened. And as I said, you have rationalized this to believe that it was your idea to begin with. You think that Aelin does not know that she is using any sort of power on you. You think that this is just her natural ability. Barely enough, Edgar. You have to turn off Sense the Unseen or you will freak out and run out of your apartment. The last thing you saw was a light so bright it could have eclipsed the sun.
Edgar just cracks his neck.
I'm going to go talk to Edgar now. If you wouldn't mind, I bought some mussels and some prawns. If you wouldn't mind putting them in the refrigerator for me. I don't know how long this conversation is going to take.
I would be happy to help you. Bella is on her way here. Aelin, why did you tell her she couldn't come?
Oh, Edgar wanted me to meet his godchildren. I think is the right phrase. I'm not Catholic.
Me either. I still don't exactly understand it.
No,
but
neither do I. But I am not feeling up very much for company tonight. And I have a flight to catch in the morning.
Of course, I am having her meet me here. Edgar's been begging to see her. I thought I would.
Perhaps you all could go out after I speak with Edgar. Give me some space. I don't mean to be rude.
If you need to get a hold of me for anything, do you have my number?
I
know I've
do
left
not.
it here.
I won't be gone very long. I will come back.
Okay. I'll put away the shopping. And Adelaide's going to take Aelin's hands and bring them up to her lips and kiss them.
As you do that, Aelin will pull you in, kiss you on both cheeks.
Yep, reciprocate, and head back inside.
Aelin
I'm
walks...
immediately starting putting away the groceries and all the shopping bags.
Yeah. Aelin walks very boldly into the bedroom and grabs onto the nearest piece of clothing that she can of yours, Edgar, to pull her along with her.
Edgar will just look to the rest of the coterie. I'll meet you in the garage. I'll go with Aelin.
So Adelaide, you're going to stay behind for a few minutes to put up these mussels and prawns and things that she bought. She bought wine, she bought chocolate, she bought a lot of, I guess what you might call indulgence food.
Mm-hmm. Adelaide is a guest in this house.
Imogen and Maria, do you head down to the garage?
Sure.
Yes.
Is there anything you'd like to discuss on the way? It's okay if the answer's no. I just want to make sure. I don't want to feel, anyone to feel like they want to say something and they can't.
Honestly, I think it's probably just a lot of idle chat
Sure.
between the two. But she is going to say, I can't get the island out of my head, what I felt there. And I assume you felt it too.
Of course I did.
But there's something I haven't told the others yet. I figure we could assume, given everything, but I can feel the density of the shroud around the places that I am. And when we were there, Imogen, it wasn't. I thought it was just an anomaly, but the more I'm thinking about it, it was just an absence. And that's frightening.
I wonder why there. Why there in particular.
Me too. We need to figure out more about that place. I can't safely send wraiths there, not after what we saw happened. I don't want to risk that.
Right.
But we can speak more about that soon. I just wanted to let somebody know.
And Adelaide, at this point, you can also follow them unless there's anything else you'd like to do before you do that.
No, Adelaide's going to put everything away, like she told Aelin. Because the way Edgar treats Aelin is not like a ghoul.
That is correct.
So she's going to treat Aelin as an equal. So she's going to do what she asked. Then make sure that the front door is locked up. Is Carla still out there?
She is.
So she'll nod to Carla. Please give Hannah Lori my best, Carla, when you see her.
And you're not going to come to the party.
No, I just figure you'll see her before I do.
That's correct.
Good.
But I'm sure that she would appreciate it more coming from you than from me.
Then let her know I will be there.
Wunderbar.
Evening. And head to join Maria and Imogen. She's going to pull out what she grabbed and like straighten it out as she's walking.
The sketch.
And then put it in her bag.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. All right. So let's move on to Edgar and Aen alone in their apartment. Edgar in the bedroom with Aen. Aen hasn't turned really to face you. She's facing away, and she's removing some of her jewelry and her earrings. And she says, Edgar, did I ever tell you what happened to me when I was in university in Istanbul?
You've started the story a few times, but you've never finished.
16, my first crush on a boy. Oh, I loved him, Edgar. And he broke my heart. And I wish that his heart would be as broken as mine, and then the next day I learned that he died. Of heart failure. Ever since then, I dropped out of university. I went back and lived with my parents. I kept a quiet life. And I ignored it. Thought about anything else. Couldn't have been me. I couldn't have done it. I would never do that. Then I meet you, and all I hear from you is my light and everything that I can do, and power and special, and opening wounds I've tried to keep closed. And I know it's not your fault. I know it's not. I took a leave of absence from Wait Enterprises, Edgar.
I'm aware. I made a call to the office to see where you were.
I went to temple. I needed to ground myself, get some sort of guidance from the divine.
What are you doing?
Every year I get an invitation from a international women's conference that takes place in Bern, Switzerland. I always turn them down. I'm going to go. I called them. They arranged a flight for me in 12 hours. It's only 3 days. I'll be back. But if I'm going to die for something, Edgar, I want to at least leave a mark on this world in some fashion.
You are not going to die.
You don't know that.
I know that.
I think if I wanted to right now, I could make your heart explode.
What's stopping you?
I don't want to.
We do things we don't want to do all the time.
I want to go to the conference, and I'm going, and you cannot stop me.
I never said I was going to stop you.
Take off your shirt, Edgar, please.
Why?
I need to know if you can still see the light on your back.
Edgar would have checked this morning or this evening when they woke up. Was it there?
Yes.
It is.
And that is strange, Edgar. Your powers are finite. Your powers don't typically last more than one night.
It's there.
And take off your shirt.
I'm struggling here, my darling.
With a simple instruction. That's not like you.
No, not that. You're breaking a promise to me. For good reasons.
I promised, Edgar, that I would sacrifice anything for you. And I decided sacrificing your heart is not worth it. That I cannot do it. I cannot. I don't ask me to try and explain it because I can't, but I see it. I see all the broken, shattered pieces of your heart, all the people who have hurt you. I see your mother's nails in your heart when I look at it. And I don't know why, and I cannot explain it, and I will not be the one who shatters it totally. I won't do it. I won't.
You swore you would not go far from me.
I did.
The person who holds the thing in the hands that they may break is also the person who can put it back together if they choose. Good thoughts, good action.
Humata huksta huvarsta. Take off your shirt, Edgar.
Edgar will comply.
She walks over to you, and she puts one hand around your neck and one on your hip, and sort of leans to the side around your shoulder. Don't move and don't laugh, or I'll pinch you in a way that you don't like.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're looking up at the mirror.
Hmm.
You watch her inhale, slow stream, breathing in, and it lasts too long. Unless Aelin has superpowered lungs, which she does not, she breathes in for an inordinate amount of time. And you watch the light on your back absorb back into her. You don't feel anything, though. And when the light is completely gone, now sit down.
You're not saying goodbye.
Sit down, Edgar, please.
Edgar will sit.
She crawls onto your lap so that she's facing in front of you. She grabs onto your face. Open your mouth.
Aelin. He'll comply.
That same breath breathes it into you. Again, it's an inordinate amount of breath, and it's very, very warm. And what's stranger than that is that it forces its way into your atrophied, dead lungs. You feel it moving through the blood that does not pulse in your body. And you feel warm, and you feel strong. That protection that you felt on your back, she's putting it in you, not on you. Edgar, please give yourself a second dot in fortitude and the power toughness. And in addition to that, something snaps in you, in your mind, somewhere in the universe. It's hard to tell. Intelligence and occult, please.
Not a great pool. We're gonna rouse the blood.
Mm-hmm.
Success? Oh no. 6 successes, messy critical.
Mm-hmm. So, increase your hunger one more time, please. As she does this, you have 6 successes with a messy critical. Edgar, the bond to your mother is broken. Whatever feeling that leaves for you, I'll allow for you to decide. But whatever power Aelin has, she has broken it. You are free in whatever capacity that makes you feel. As she finishes breathing into you, you can tell that this has taken, I need to mark that down, this has taken a significant amount of energy for her. And she sort of just collapses onto you, into your neck. One more rouse check, please.
Failure.
Are you at 4 hunger? The desire to bite into her neck and drain her completely dry is almost overwhelming. As good as that warm air felt, as strong as you feel, you think you could snap her neck, drink her body until she'll never make a light again. And you want to.
Help me, this isn't you saying goodbye.
She sits herself up to look at you. It's not. I couldn't. Because you're mine.
I will always be yours.
Then prove it. And she reaches behind her, pulls a necklace out. On the necklace is a ring. It has a symbol of a circle and 4 half circles on it that make a symbol that never ever ends, a symbol of unity. This belonged to my grandfather. I stopped by my parents' house to get it. When I come back, will you marry me, Fionlach Dunson?
You know, yes. But also, and Edgar will lean back and open the bedside drawer and pull out the ring box that he's had since about a month after she moved in.
Okay, what does it look like?
It's not modern. In fact, the ring box itself doesn't even have that velvety outside that they've had since that's been sort of common since the 1920s. It's a small hand-carved ring box that Edgar has had to really do some digging to get.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. It's, I don't know where my mother got this. And not Olivia. My mother. And he'll open it, and it's by no means a fancy or gaudy thing. It is not Edgar's typical tastes. It doesn't even have diamonds. It's pearls. Something that, Scottish folk living along the coast would have been, apt to find in the, early 1700s. It's roughly Jacobite period
Okay.
Scotland.
So late 18th century. Or mid 18th century, rather.
And he'll hand it out to her. I've wanted to give you this for a very long time.
She smiles. Then why didn't you?
Fear that you would run.
I'm not running, Edgar.
Will you let Carla drive you to the airport, at least?
I'll go in the morning. I hired security. And hopefully there's no vampires going to a business convention. It's all
Kindred.
during the day.
They call themselves Kindred.
Yes.
You should know the word.
And you are going to give me space to eat food that I cannot cook for you and drink wine that we cannot share.
Was that ever a question?
No. And when you come back, you're going to show me how much you're going to miss me.
I will. I have to ask. I saw your light, Spike, speaking with Adelaide.
Yes.
What was it about?
I asked her if the cost of whatever is going to happen is my life, that she kills it first. She said that she would. Do not hold it against her, I asked. I told you, Edgar, I will not allow my death to be on your conscience.
You will not be a Nagaraja.
I won't let you kill me.
I didn't say I would. I know someone. Someone I trust.
And I
If-
trust you, Fiona.
If this is something that you want done, if that is the cost.
If it's the cost.
If it is the cost, I have someone that I think would be a much better match for you.
I don't really want to think about it right now, Edgar.
Just promise me you'll consider it. That's all I ask.
If it's the cost.
If it is the cost, you will consider that I have a better option.
Yes.
I can't leave them waiting in the garage. Murray'll end up getting into one of my cars.
I love you.
There is nothing that I have ever loved as I love you.
I need to lay down. I didn't sleep. And I feel very, very tired. I hope do you see the light? Tell me, please, if you see the light.
Edgar will turn on Sense the Unseen.
She's talking about the light in you.
Oh.
You do not. I don't want anyone to know. I don't want anyone to see me or anything. I accidentally touch you and then you have light on you.
Eyes can never see what the heart knows. I feel you in every fiber of my being, but it cannot be seen.
The feeling is mutual, Edgar.
I've learned from you that eyes should be used to hear and the ears should be used to see.
I told you. 7 languages, and I hate riddles.
You know, even to myself, I am a riddle. One I'd like to solve with you over time.
You should go meet your family.
These people you hired. Last thing. You don't need to tell me who they are. Just need a company.
The company we use for the firm.
Good. Also, please, if you're going to take a leave of absence, just tell me first.
Maybe.
You told me about your university experience. When you get home, I will need to tell you about mine.
Deal.
Edgar will kiss her,
She'll kiss
feeling
you.
his distended fangs on the backside of his own lips. Somebody's gotta owe me some fucking money. And
Charmaine owes you quite a bit. It's been 11 years.
Edgar will take the stairs for once. It's a long way down, but he'll take the stairs for once.
And as you take the stairs down to the garage, famished and engaged, are you wearing the ring?
Yeah.
Okay. That is where we are going to take our break. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Berlin Bloodlines. When last we left off, the coterie awoke after a sleepover at Edgar's penthouse. Everyone woke up a little hungry, a little cranky, some of them. And Aelin and Edgar had a prolonged conversation about Aelin's future, and they got impromptu engaged. And now everyone is down at the garage. Edgar, you took the long way down. You heard from Maria that something is going on with your uncle Akua, the head of the Samdi bloodline. And apparently Katrin asked Maria to check it out. Why Katrin doesn't go just, figure out what's going on, don't know. But you have all gathered down in the garage now. While Edgar was having that long conversation with Aelin, what were the three of you doing?
Okay, so Maria has a cigarette out in the garage and is smoking. And she looks to.
Garages here, unfortunately. Germany
You can't?
Germany is a smoker's paradise. Yes, you absolutely can.
Oh, okay, perfect. And she's gonna look to Imogen, and she's gonna say, with the revelations that you trusted us with last night, what are your plans? What are your intentions?
I haven't thought that far ahead yet.
And I know, at least for myself, there's no love with Olivia. I may have found a manner of getting dirt on her.
Imogen will just raise her eyebrow.
Remember Giancarlo?
Unfortunately.
He gave me some interesting information, which is the original reason why I kept him along instead of just devouring his soul. He made it aware to me that a fetter exists for Ida, Olivia's mother. If there's anybody that has deeper information on Olivia that we could use, it's her. Just something I felt I'd bring up since Eddie is currently not here. It's not that I don't trust him, but with his connection with Olivia, I didn't want to bring it up directly to his face. At least not yet.
He did also ask that we not talk about Olivia in front of him.
That's true too. Yes. But
Why would
just
you
something to
want,
keep in mind.
Why would you want dirt on Olivia, Maria?
Who wouldn't want dirt on her?
of several individuals.
There's no love lost between myself and Olivia, and Mama doesn't really like her that much in what she's done. How she's been handling things.
Is this more your mother's wish or yours?
That was going to be my next question.
That's the moment where Maria blinks a few times and kind of looks from Imogen and Adelaide and down to the ground. Takes a long drag of that cigarette. Does she know if it's her own anymore? Or if it's just Minerva's desire? And she's gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say I don't know. I haven't known for a long time. I do know what Mama wants. And I do know what I see. She wants Tulio. But I'm not so sure.
If you're able to find out if it's your desire or your mother's, it does change my answer.
You know how I feel.
Of course. I know at the least that I do not like Olivia. But the intensity of this desire, I don't know if it's my own or my mom's.
That's what I needed to know. I need my car.
I need my weapons.
Your car is down here, Adelaide. That's as many of Edgar's. This is where you would have parked. Edgar, you're walking down the several staircases down here. Who do you call?
First, Germain.
Goes right to voicemail. The phone's not off. It just goes right to voicemail.
Germain, I'm gonna give you 3 minutes, and I'm gonna call back. This is business oriented. And then in that 3 minutes, he's going to call up the church.
Which church?
His
Aelin's
church.
His church.
Right, Moritz, how are we carrying on this evening?
Guten Abend, Edgar. Ist ein bisschen spät.
Es tut mir leid. I need your services in about 5 days' time.
5 Tage. Das ist ein bisschen knapp.
Again, es tut mir leid. You'll be happy to know that, all the pestering that you've been doing at me to get married. Well, it's paid off.
Are you telling me you've got all... Wir sind in Deutschland, Junge. You've got all the paperwork done for 5 days' time.
It will be
a miracle worker.
something like that. Money talks, 5 days' time, you know where I live, Father.
Of course.
Please. Also, your discretion on the matter would be worth a sizable donation to the church.
I assume she's Catholic.
Your discretion on that matter would also be appreciated.
We need repairs done to the church, and we'd like to build a larger, purchase a larger organ and start to work on a second orphanage in Romanian.
Send the invoices to my office. And I haven't forgot about that food bank that we spoke about before. I'm working on maneuvering around some zoning
Well, yes,
issues.
ever since, I mean, the food bank was running much better a decade ago when Marika was around, but she's disappeared.
It's as unfortunate as it is. I think it would be good to get a food bank out there with the good Lord's stamp on it, don't you think, Father?
That is always my top priority, is to serve the community.
Right. Let me get this zoning bit figured out, and we'll get that open.
Could you not just have her convert? It might be better for your soul.
Oh, Father, my soul. That's what confession's for, Father.
I'm not above suggesting therapy, Edgar.
If I believed in it, I would be right there with you, Father.
Yes, well, you send me what you need from me, and I'll send you what I need from you, and we'll, as we say here in Germany, same procedure as every year, James.
Yeah, same procedures every year, James. All right. Thank you for taking the time to take my call this evening, Father.
Of course.
God be with you.
And with you, my son.
And then he'll call Germain one more time.
Same thing. It rings and rings and rings and goes to voicemail.
Listen here, you fuck. I'm coming by. We need to talk. You fucking owe me. And he'll end the call before going into the garage.
Mm-hmm. And a reminder, Imogen, you're under your clan compulsion still until you see something come to life. Until you see something die, you're going to be at a 2 dice penalty to anything not involving that. So Edgar walks in, and the 3 members of his coterie are having a hushed talks, talking very close to each other, whispering to each other, and looking impatient.
So you just thought you would tell my ghoul that you would embrace her and that I wouldn't have anything to say?
Maria stamps out her fucking cigarette at that as she hears that.
What the fuck, what are you thinking? For someone who hates their clanmates as much as you fucking do, that's really fucking bold move, Cotton.
If you treated her like a ghoul, Edgar, I wouldn't listen to her opinion.
Oh, so now we're going into how we treat our ghouls. Is that really what you want to fucking talk about right now? Right? Fucking now. That's really what you want to talk about? Because we can fucking get into that, Adelaide.
Is this really the time?
Maria,
Oh,
I
no.
love you. Not right now.
Don't talk to Maria like that because you're having a bad night.
My night is going fine.
We agreed not to lie to each other, Edgar.
I'm not fucking lying. Why would you do that to me? Have I done something to offend you? Have I hurt you in some way?
Why do you assume that this is because of you? Have you seen her, Edgar? I think you've seen her more than any of us have. She's scared.
That was not your place, and you know it. Stop meddling. I don't know what your angle is. I don't know what your play is. You might not even fucking have one. But you are meddling. And it stops now.
Are you done?
The absolute bloodthirsty thoughts pouring through Edgar's head right now are fucking ridiculous.
Put your things away, Eddie.
When I'm sure I won't need them, I will.
Okay, there's a lot of tension right now. I'm not liking it. I think we need a change of scene. I think we need a change of pace. Why don't we go check on Uncle Akua?
Germain isn't answering my calls, and that's very unlike him.
You can try calling Louisa. You don't have business dealings with her, but you can try calling her.
I'm friends with her, right? I can text them.
I mean, you're friends with Shaman, with Louisa, with Akua. You're all friendly. More so Edgar and Maria than Imogen and Adelaide.
I'll text Louisa really quick and see where they might be. And she's going to, hey, it's Maria. You doing good? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
The text has, because here in Germany we don't do regular texts, we do WhatsApp. The text has 1 check and then 2 checks for being delivered, but she doesn't look at it.
It's not being opened.
Can Edgar call Angus?
Call Angus. Certainly.
Yeah. Just on a whim.
Angus Milliner?
Yeah.
Certainly. Yeah.
I'll just call him.
He picks up pretty quickly.
How are you, my dear cousin?
You're my uncle now, remember?
It's just us.
What do you want, Eddie?
I haven't heard from you in 11 fucking years, and I'm starting to get worried, lad.
Well, confinement, you know.
Inside?
Fine.
Inside?
Over the phone?
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta check tone.
I would let you do
Yeah.
insight over the phone. And I'm going to remind you you're at 4 hunger, and I'm going to ask you to remove 2 dice. You're not looking at him. You can't pick up any subtle things.
Truth specialty?
Include your truth specialty, but still remove 2 dice.
Roger Dodger.
Adelaide's gonna text Bella to see how close she is.
She texts back pretty quickly that she's right now eating currywurst in Charlottenburg, so she's pretty close.
Okay.
Sounds so fucking good.
4 successes.
He sounds like he's trying to get off the phone with you. He sounds like he's regretting picking up.
Right, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'd like to come by and see you all soon. If that's all right.
I'll ask my dad.
Just tell him I'll be by soon.
You should probably ask Eddie. We're busy.
I said what I said.
I'm just letting you know.
I'll shoulder a bit of the brunt. No worries. I love you. I'll see you soon.
He hangs up.
Yeah, there's definitely something going on there.
Who is that?
Catherine's brother, Angus.
Yeah.
Maria?
Uh,
That was a very loud face you just made.
about
we need to
that.
work on that.
Catherine's back home.
Maria.
Hey, she asked me if she could go watch on them, see what's going on. You know how she is. And you know how we treat each other. I'm not going to tell her no on something, but I also know that even if I said no, she's still going to find a way to do it. I love her to death, and I love that spirit about her. You know her, and you know me.
Hamish is dangerous.
Adelaide, you're aware that Aelin's is leaving to go somewhere, and no one else is. So it's sort of hard for Edgar to hold the moral high ground. If you'd like to bring that up to him, you don't have to.
Oh, yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine. We're going to let Edgar just dig this hole as deep as possible and then say something. But Adelaide starts cursing in Darija and texts Heidi being like, hey, so how was your time? What is it?
Friedrichshain?
Friedrichshain?
Yeah, Friedrichshain last night.
Adelaide texts back pretty quick. Still here, doing business.
We're stopping by here in a little bit.
Her response is swift. Bad idea, princess.
I know.
Hamish is dangerous, but is she at least prepared?
As prepared as I could help her be, and I told her to keep in contact as much as she could, and I gave her Giancarlo.
Yeah, well then, she'll be fine.
Hold on, did you just say you gave her Giancarlo, the one we were just talking about, Maria?
Right, actually, there's something I noticed about Giancarlo, and it's sticking with me since we were on the island last night. He's starting to get a little dark, Maria. He had like black crawling up him,
and that's not something I could have noticed, right?
Oh. You have Sense the Unseen. It's not necessarily you were looking at him with Sense the Unseen all the time. You need Sense the Unseen to see it. But you might not have noticed. You might not have looked at him. I mean, he's your wraith. He's your servant. I mean, you're not paying that much attention to him.
That's very true. That's very true.
It's also Jean. At that time, you had a bestial failure when those rolls.
Yeah, it's also Giancarlo. But she's kind of gonna. That's concerning. Concerning that not only is he with her then in that potential state, but also the fact that I hadn't noticed.
You were very excited to leave the house when I noticed. That's not really on you.
Fair enough. That's what years in confinement will do to you. Oh my God, I need to get back on the game.
We need to go.
Yeah, a lot to do.
And Edgar will hop into the Ben's truck.
Okay, so Adelaide's taking her car. Who's going with Adelaide? Who's going with Edgar?
I'll go with Adelaide.
Yeah, I figure since your weapons are in there. Maria, you want to go with Edgar, or do you want Edgar to drive alone?
I'll drive Edgar.
Okay. So we're taking two cars, pulling out of the complex of the penthouse, heading to Friedrichshain, which is where Akua lives, where he has a hookah bar called Cleopatra's. And as you all pull out of the complex, wits and awareness, everyone, please, really quick.
I do also need to make a call while we're driving.
Of course.
We're away.
Because
Wits and awareness.
I need an extra dice for Edgar. Just Edgar.
Roger Dodger.
Remember, you're at 4 hunger.
Yes.
These rolls are going to start getting dangerous.
Fuck. 7 successes, messy crit.
7 successes.
Mm-hmm. 7 successes, messy crit. Edgar, you are also going to fall under your clan compulsion. Until you see something die or come to life, you're going to be at a 2 dice penalty to anything not involving that. 4, and what about you, Imogen?
1.
Okay. Once again, Imogen, you're a lot in your head. A lot of the time. A lot of these wits and awareness rolls I've been asking, you haven't been doing that well. You're thinking too much. You're trying to think several steps ahead of where everyone is sort of living in the present moment of things going on. Your ambitions and your plans and what you think needs to happen, should happen, the steps in order to get there, those are much further in the future. And that's sort of where your mind's at.
Always.
Adelaide, you notice as you pull out that there is some construction going on not too far down the road from where Edgar lives. Looks like a club is being renovated and changed, but nothing out of the ordinary there. It's weird that the construction is taking place at night. That's strange, but might be a Kindred club, might be a cam club. Edgar and Maria, however, you notice and remember that this club was called Maxim at one time before confinement, and someone has purchased it. You know that the owner has long since fled Berlin, for almost 11 years has fled Berlin. And you see the sign that is going to be put up on the building is called Lux. And there's other signs laying around that say girls and XXX and sex, and it seems to be a very overt sex fetish club that's being built here. But the name of the club is Lux, Lux. Can't imagine where I've seen that before.
Taking note of that, Edgar will very quickly, like, voice memo, send an email to the legal department at the firm. Mm-hmm. Find out who owns this. Mm-hmm. And then we'll FaceTime Isabella.
Well, let's sort of figure out what we're doing here. Adelaide, you know where Cleopatra's is, so Edgar and Maria, they go off. You know that Isabella is nearby at a courier stand, not too far from this new club that's being renovated. And you pull in and you pick her up, and as you do so, and she's very happy and excited to see you, and she says, "Oh, hi, Imogen. I haven't seen you in so many years."
Isabella, what a pleasure to see you again.
You look beautiful.
Thank you, so do you.
She immediately comes over to you, Adelaide, and hugs you. And Imogen, you get this feeling that this is a very motherly relationship here.
Yeah, like full on, like grabs her face and kind of makes sure that all of her makeup is in place from eating brunch and just making sure she had a good night.
And she threw the currywurst away, so she, she pops in a breath mint so that you don't smell it. And as she crawls into Imogen, are you sitting in the front and Isabella in the back?
I'll let Isabella sit in the front.
All right. So you switch, and Isabella jumps, and as she does so, she gets a FaceTime. And it's from Eddie. Should I answer it? Okay. And she answers it.
Hello, hello, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm good. I'm with Imogen and Adelaide.
Oh, wonderful. Great. So I just wanted to make sure that was the plan, actually. And if it wasn't, I was gonna ask you if you could pick something up for me, but that's all right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's totally fine. I hate to ask you this. Have you heard from your brother?
From Kenneth? No. No, I mean, yes and no. He texts me sometimes when he's really drunk.
I'm so sorry about that.
I've long given up on him. Eddie, I'm sorry. I know Mother's disappointed about it, and she had all these plans for us, and it just wasn't the life that I wanted. He's not...
The only plan that matters is the plan you make for yourself.
I am exactly where I want to be.
Alright.
But, maybe I shouldn't tell you this. I do know that Osric has schooled Kenneth in so far as to keep him from bringing entirely the ruin on the family. He's out of control, Eddie, and has been for years.
I know.
And Mother said that if Osric can't bring him to heal, she's going to... And then she trails off.
Edgar will say it. Kill him.
Yes. And I don't really want to think about it.
I'm so sorry, darling. If it's all right with Adelaide to make up for not being able to have our meeting tonight, maybe I could take you shopping sometime soon.
We'll see.
If Adelaide can come, she knows what I like.
All right.
Is that
Shopping trip.
Is that okay, Adelaide? Would you come shopping with us?
Of course I would.
Have you been to the shops in Kudam? They have Prada and Louis Vuitton, Cartier, Hermes.
Oh, speaking of, I got you some perfume. Where do I need to send it to? I know you're not staying at your mother's house anymore.
We can come pick it up.
I know where you live, Adelaide. Don't make it weird. Is it okay for me to send it there?
We can come pick it up, Eddie.
Maria from next to Edgar is probably just going to put a slight hand on his shoulder and be like, "That's probably the best you're going to get."
And if we do come pick it up, Eddie, then we could do like what we did when I was a kid. Could watch movies.
I still have that DVD of DuckTales that you loved.
Well, I think I'm a little old for that, but
Could we maybe watch it just for my sake then?
I will negotiate wine and Ghostbusters.
As long as we don't watch the sequel?
That's a deal I can make, and Adelaide has to come.
Fine. I love you. I'm
too.
very excited to spend the evening with you.
Yeah, where are we going?
I'll let Adelaide handle that. I love you, and I'll hang up this phone.
Adelaide's going to reach over and squeeze Bella's hand. She knows how hard that is for her to talk about Kenneth. We are going to Cleopatra's to make sure our uncle is doing all right.
Oh, we're going to see Akua. Okay. He's a little much for me.
He's a little much for me as well. Imogen, when's the last time you heard from Akua? No one talks to me.
Imogen's been years since the last family dinner, probably. So, 15 years or so.
A very long time. Maybe 15 years. And Adelaide, I'm sorry that nobody keeps you in the loop. We should change that.
I'm used to it, Imogen. No one likes our bloodline. For good reason.
We're going to change that.
Yes, we are. We'll reach up and touch Bella on the cheek. The first of a new generation.
Honored.
We do have a deal, in a way, with Edgar. Imogen, I know you're worried about everything that's gone on.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest with you if you're honest with me.
Okay.
If there's something you don't want to talk about, just say so.
Okay. Thank you.
I know we haven't spent a lot of time talking, but
We should talk more.
what I've been doing makes it difficult.
There.
And I know you've been busy with your mother. Is it a church? Is that what you prefer to call it?
It's just our religion.
Religion, with your religious obligations.
And Bella immediately says, I know, Hannah-Lori always calls it the garden.
The garden, yes.
With your garden, I can respectfully call it that. That sounded like a statement, it was a question.
The garden is fine. It's preferable.
With your garden. I am coming to that party. Carla reminded me of it.
Yes, party. That should be fun, interesting, entertaining.
Interesting is the safest way to put it. I'm glad we had this talk.
Me too.
So, as you all drive to the east, to Klitwixhane, Anarch territory, dangerous place to be at this moment in time, and maybe always. Edgar, as you pull into Cleopatra's or get really close to Cleopatra's, your email comes back from your legal department, and it says, purchased by Olivia Duncern, LLC.
How deep are Edgar's fingers in that LLC?
You did not know she had an LLC with her own name on it. That's unlike her.
Somebody's trying to make it look like it's her and it's not. Or she's stupid. She's not stupid. Edgar will just text Olivia. Lux? Question mark.
She responds back pretty quickly. New business venture.
Plan on having me oversee this one as well? Question mark.
In time.
Text back. Every opportunity from you is a blessing. I love you.
She responds back, as I love you.
And Maria, you like Edgar's phone is like in one of those dash mounts. So like you can definitely see all of this and see that like there's visible like frustration and dare I say like anger.
Been a lot of heightened emotions going on tonight, Eddie. You okay?
I'm fine. Never do business on a full stomach.
Why?
You lose your edge.
Interesting. Never heard that one before.
And right now I'm feeling very sharp. I apologize if I came off as condescending to you back in the garage. That's not acceptable behavior.
I appreciate it. Apology accepted.
So Olivia bought Lux with her own fucking name. What is she?
Oh, the new club that's going to be opening up that we saw.
What is she playing at? Putting her fucking name on it.
Is that not good? Is that unlike her?
It's very unlike her. She's never been one to take the risk herself. She more than likely did this so I would find out. Or, I don't know, there's too many angles.
It's hard to concentrate, Edgar, when you're so very, very hungry.
Do you need anything? Is there anything I can do to help you?
Don't ask me that right now. Do you still have the gun?
I do.
Good.
I'm still rubbish with it, but I do.
We can work on that. Well, it's just the two of us. We need to talk about Catherine.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're worried. You have all the greatest reasons to be. Hamish Milliner is a fucking monster.
Yeah, and I can't safely send Wraiths to go spy on them.
No, you can't.
I can't just go down there myself.
If my memory serves, Hamish's skill in necromancy is not little.
And I don't want to risk outing Catherine what she might be doing.
No,
just because I get scared.
That's why I told Angus I'd be coming by soon.
And there's no way I can go with you, is there?
Not if you want Catherine's reaction to be safe. Just
promise me you'll do what you can to help her.
I have been doing that since before I met you, and I will continue to do so. You two are good for each other.
She said something to me, by the way. We spoke about potentially embracing her. She doesn't want me to do it. She says I'm going to lose myself.
Are you asking me a question?
I'm giving you a response to something you suggested to me a while ago. The conversation happened. And while she's willing, at least from my understanding, she just doesn't want it to be me because she doesn't want me to lose a part of myself to it.
Her dying is going to do that to you regardless.
I know.
However, you have options. Do you trust Minerva with this? Minerva loves her dearly.
Of course I trust my mom. My mama.
I used to trust my mother too.
You not anymore. What happened?
Trust and love are not mutually exclusive.
You know that. You know I know that well enough.
I love Tulio with all of my heart, but I know I can't yet trust him.
Understandable, especially after the reaction he had separating himself the other night from us.
Don't hold that against him. I may have spoken harshly to him in the moment, but Tulio has been alone all his life.
Doesn't have to be.
He doesn't, but he doesn't know that yet.
With everything that's come to light, I think there's a lot of issues that need to be breached at some point.
He's been used his entire life by people infinitely more powerful than him. Something I can relate to. It's not his fault. He was never allowed to grow.
You know me. And I trust you as much as I can. But I need actions. I need to see.
Give him time. I'll vouch for him until then.
As you approach Cleopatra's, I need to discuss a little bit with you about who the Samdi are and what you know about them. So, all of you know Akua Samdi. He is most likely the oldest member of the Hecata here in Berlin. He was embraced during the Guerre de la Semi-Coalition, or the Befreiungskrieg, the war that forced Napoleon to abdicate and go into exile on the island of Elba. So he is quite considerably old, relatively speaking, for the Hecata, who generally are quite young, as a lot of the elders were killed in the Purge. You also know that his children are not blood related to him. They are his embraced children. Germain, he saved Germain from being a sabbat sacrifice during a blood feast. He loves telling the story, but he doesn't tell exactly how this came about. He likes telling the end of the story where he saved Germain, but he doesn't like to fill in the details of how that came about. And Germain has a skull that he always has with him attached to his belt, named Thor, or Thor, that he likes to talk to and talks back to him. Louisa also is very into the occult, heavily involved in its mysteries, but she also has an affinity with animals and very often has a pet. She changes her famulus quite often, so you don't know what pet she has right now. And as you all pull into Cleopatra's, you see that, as Katrin said, it is closed. The lights are off, and there is a bunch of paper up there. And as you exit out of the car, wits and awareness, everyone, please reminder, Edgar and Imogen, 2 dice penalty. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase this. Everyone was sense the unseen. Sorry, Imogen. So sorry. But Imogen, if you'd like to activate heightened senses, you'll learn something. 4, 5, Adelaide. Speak
I
to
was
me.
doing basic math.
Yeah,
I was doing
well,
basic math, and it was the
don't
worst
start
kind
that
of math.
now.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
We're too deep in
That's
to start
5,
that now.
It's 5 successes.
Okay, 5 successes. All 3 of you see a Nosferatu up on the roof across from Cleopatra's. All of you recognize it to be Adelaide. And Imogen, with heightened senses, you hear a conversation happening inside of Cleopatra's. You hear Akua talking to someone whose voice you absolutely recognize. He's talking to Kasim.
Kasim's here.
Yes.
Looks like we got a viewer from across the street too.
For Adelaide. Adelaide did just tell Imogen, I know.
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, all right.
Edgar, in his morbidity, is just gonna walk up to the door and knock.
Anyone follow Edgar?
Maria will.
Bella looks... Should I stay in the car or...
I'm going to give you the keys if you want to stay in the car. Keep your
I
phone
will
on.
go
you.
wherever you want me to go.
Why don't you take the car and go do some shopping? Make sure you have groceries for the week.
It's a little late for grocery shopping. You know, they close.
That's
here in
right.
Germany early. But I can go to a Späti. It's like a convenience store.
At least for snacks and some other things, not further in, maybe back towards home. And
Okay.
and then I'll text you when we're done.
Okay.
Stay safe. And she'll kiss Bella on the cheek.
She'll kiss her back.
And
And she'll
Imogen.
wave very quickly at you, Eddie, but you might not see her since you're going right to the door.
Yeah, I don't think Edgar notices.
So Bella will leave, and as everyone heads toward the door, Adelaide, you get a text message from Adelaide, and it says, "Told you, bad place to be, princess."
I know. No one was answering the phone. Except you. You always do.
Edgar, you knock on the door. Kasim and Akua both turn to look at you. And Akua says something to Kasim, and Kasim waves it, and Akua comes over and opens the door. Akua is a very tall, thin man. He's got dark skin, and he has these amazing dreads, and he's based off of my friend whose name is Akua. And he has these awesome dark dreads with lots of beads and jewelry and gold rings in his dreads and his locks. And he's wearing several shirts layered on top of each other, and lots of bracelets and rings. And he says, Kinda, what are you doing here?
Hey, Uncle Akua, it's been a little bit. Why you closed?
Why don't we all go inside?
I think that's an excellent idea. If you'll have us.
And he looks at all of you and starts blowing on his fingers and starts pulling it. Oh, you have to, you can't come in until you clean these auras. And he starts pulling on all you. Oh, they're so dirty. Oh, you have to clean them.
Thank you, Uncle.
Thank you, Uncle.
May we come in?
And he looks over at Kasim. Sheriff, may they come in? And Kasim is wearing a trench coat and slacks. His long hair is pulled back in a ponytail. Yes, of course. Good evening.
Salam alaikum, Kissi.
Salam. Miss Rossellini.
Good to see you again.
Miss Lamia.
Always a pleasure.
And he looks at you, Adelaide, and he says, "Roy Rohi," in Arabic, which means my love. But no one here knows that.
Adelaide will smile and bow.
He inclines his head towards you. I am afraid you have come at an inopportune time.
By all means, please finish your business.
And he turns back to Akua. The goings on here at Cleopatra's constitute a masquerade breach. And it is incumbent upon me to resolve it, Mr. Samdi. And Akua seems very exasperated. He's pretty unflappable, but he seems a little exasperated at this. He says, "Look, I told you the story, and it's not my fault that you don't believe me. I didn't kill any of the patrons, and I certainly didn't send zombies to come to my place and wreck it up in full view of mortals. I would never do that."
As somebody who's been around, this is out of character real quick. As somebody who's been around them hanging out, would I know that sounds very out of character for him?
Yes. So, Samdi at one time were very into necromancy and raising creatures from the dead. But out of all the bloodlines, when the Hecata formed, the bloodline that changed the most through whatever mystical means that animates your blood, whatever, was the Samdi. Let's see, who would have known? Maria and Edgar would have known Akua at one time to be very corpse-like, Nosferatu-like almost, very melted in the face. But when the Hecata formed, that was no longer the case. He no longer had a corpse-like appearance. Instead, he had a very average, normal appearance. Now, you know that he can make himself look corpse-like if he chooses to, but he has the ability now to hide it. And since then, the Samdi have become more of a religious, soul, sort of spiritual center of the Hecata. They spend a lot of their time doing things like telling fortunes, helping people with healing, cursing people if they so need it. And they don't like to interrogate wraiths anymore or hurt wraiths. They prefer to have a working relationship with the dead, as opposed to a more Rossellini approach to it. So this is very out of characteristic for Akua.
I can vouch for my uncle. He would not do this.
Agreed. If you need any character references.
How many zombies were there, Sheriff?
He answers you in Arabic. 4.
That doesn't sound in the same tongue. That doesn't sound right for what they've become. That sounds like Baba. There would have needed to be a sacrifice.
Kasim looks at you, Edgar, and you, Imogen. I hold both of you in high regard for different reasons. If you can guarantee me that you can come to the bottom of this and resolve this, and there will be not a further masquerade breach in this area, then I will allow you to handle this in-house, as they would say. If you are proven unreliable in this endeavor, I'm afraid it's incumbent upon me to carry out my duty on this bloodline.
Fair enough. I'm sure we could figure something out.
Bold words deserve a bold response. We'll get to the bottom of it by the end of the night.
Adelaide, could I speak to you for a moment?
Of course, Sheriff.
And in Farsi, Edgar will say, I look forward to our next lesson.
Kasim does not speak Farsi. Kasim speaks Arabic. It's very different.
Said nonetheless.
He sort of just nods his head to you. And Adelaide, you walk with him outside?
Mm-hmm.
Imogen, do you listen in? They're going to be speaking in Arabic.
Yeah. Oh, never mind. She'll start to and then be like, oh.
Just do it. Get up write that down. Learn Arabic. I mean, if
for
you want to
real.
make a devil's bargain with me, I'll give you a linguistics dot in Arabic.
That's fine. That's okay.
He walks with you outside. Are you all right?
No.
You believe this is Alexander's work?
Or someone who can do the same things that we can do. But it would have required a sacrifice, especially to raise 4 at once. They would have had to kill a mortal. It would have taken a bit of time if this was planned.
I will not be far. I will leave. Would you like me to leave Heidi here? Or would you like me to leave my other scourge? Marlena, she's a Toreador.
Crowd control, if they're zombies, would be best if she has that ability. I know most Toreador like to have the spotlight on them.
She does, yes.
When does this happen? Was it this evening or
Last night. That was the business I had to take care of.
the zombies are gone?
They are in the basement. I believe the other 2 Samdi are destroying them as we speak.
I need to get a look at them before they destroy them all.
Go. And he puts his fingers to your lips and to his hand to his heart.
She repeats the gesture. I'll see you later.
Yes,
Be
you will.
safe.
You be safe, Adelaide. Do you have the necklace?
And she'll pull it out.
Wear it.
Always. I have to go. And Adelaide's going to rush in through the door and find the basement.
Yep. So, as that conversation was happening, Akua is just like,
Sticking our neck out for you, uncle.
yes, you didn't have to. Look, we're having grand opening, it's been so many years. I don't have ghouls. I don't like it, I don't like it. And having our big grand reopening, and I get the visit from a salubri. I love the salubri. I think they're fantastic. I was so excited. I invited her in. I wanted her to sit down and have a talk with me. And she does.
Marika?
Oh, you know her. She wants to talk to me. She says that we're in Friedrichshain. We need to join the Anarchs. And I said, I'm not Camarilla. I'm not Anarch. Why would I join Anarch? We have a promise with the sheriff's Camarilla. And I said, no, you can leave. And next thing I know, 4 of my patrons arrive as a shambling horde. Right in the street.
Sounds like...
You know how busy Friedrichshain is. Beckins's right over there.
Yeah.
And now
I can see there's trouble there.
Now the sheriff comes down on me.
When was
It
the
sounds like
last
a
time you
targeted
spoke with Hamish Milliner?
This is long before confinement, the last family dinner, maybe 20 years ago. I don't know. Why would I talk to Hamish Milliner? I could spend 100 years trying to clean his aura.
And it would still be dark as the ashen snow.
This is why I did not embrace he embraced his own children. We don't do that.
Uncle,
Yes.
where's German?
He's down in the basement. He's making the bodies decompose.
Either someone's been trading family secrets, or this was the work of either Alexander Nagaraja or Hamish Milliner.
I called Alexander Nagaraja to come and see if he could tell me what was going on here. He said he's coming. He said he's on his way.
Good.
Yes.
I'm gonna go out and immediately move my car.
Sure.
Move it down the street.
Sure. Can you make me, before you do that, excuse me, a composure and either composure and stamina or composure and subterfuge roll, whichever's higher for you.
Subterfuge. I have 1 regular dice in this pool.
Remember, you have a 2 dice penalty.
I have no regular dice in this pool. Two successes.
2 successes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, as you say that and you go to leave, he looks at you. And you know Akua has a very high ability of auspex. And he says, "Are you going to invite your uncle to your wedding?"
We were going to have a small ceremony, just the 2 of us. We were going to announce everything at the family dinner.
Oh, that won't do. You have to have a big party. She deserves it.
And that's why we'll be announcing it at the family dinner, Uncle.
I wouldn't take her.
Olivia hasn't given me a choice in the matter.
You take her, you're going to regret it.
I know.
No, but I do. Go, move your car.
As you say, Uncle. Move the car down the street a ways.
Adelaide, you return in at this point and you rush down the stairs. Imogen or Maria, do you follow?
Yeah.
Adelaide runs down the stairs. You see downstairs, there is a woman, your cousin Louisa. She has a lemur around her neck. It's hanging like this. And Germain is right now making one of the corpses evaporate, holding his hand against it.
I need to inspect this. Which one is more intact?
And Germain looks at you. These 3 are fine. Adelaide. These 3.
And
This one
Adelaide.
is already the GUI.
Adelaide's gonna look them over and see if there's like the way that the ritual is done, if it's familiar in any way.
It's familiar in the sense where you know what the ritual is, you know what it entails. You don't know these people, but other than that, you can't determine who did it.
Adelaide will get a text from Edgar that says Alexander's on his way.
Red.
Louisa,
Her whole body just everything becomes professional.
should we not get rid of the bodies? We should get rid of the bodies, no?
Get rid of them, yes.
The sheriff is mad about this.
Yes.
I mean, he's very cute when he's mad, but he doesn't like this.
No, it's a masquerade breach, especially the way these are made. Make sure you save one for Alexander to inspect as well.
And she strokes the lemur. Do you think Salubri can make dead bodies rise up from the dead?
I haven't dealt with many Salubri. I'm not entirely sure.
You think she'd be mad enough to kill people and raise them from the dead? Salubri angry.
It does take a lot of anger to be able to do what needs to be done to make something like this.
Edgar, you can return at this point.
Edgar will just shout down the stairways. Germain.
Germain, I'm a little busy right now.
Make yourself unbusy, lad.
Anyone have the ability to do this for me, please? No?
No, I'll help.
Do you have ashes to ashes?
No, but she can eat a corpse.
Yum. Well, and that'll cure your... You don't have any hunger left, do you?
I have 2 hunger.
Yeah, so you can chomp down for 1.
Does this count as watching something die?
It sure does.
Fuck yeah.
Edgar's not here to see it. So Germain comes up, and his hand is covered in... I can't think of the proper word here, but he's covered in corpse goo.
Hello, cousin.
Hello, cousin. What do you want?
Payment?
Oh, I have your payment. You gotta come down to the basement. I have. Let's see. It's been 11 years. We've been in confinement, so I can't really pay you. You weren't giving me money for 11 years, but I have 6 leaders downstairs.
If you would be amenable to paying double, I won't come visit next month.
I don't care if you come visit next month. I always like it when you come visit, Eddie.
Well, of course I'll visit, but not for business reasons. Also, speaking of, had a thought. Why don't we open you up your own place?
I like staying close to my sister and my dad. They need me.
It can be close.
We're the only 370 here. We're very close. We don't want to be apart.
Yeah. Very well then.
But I have 6 leaders now, and if the sheriff doesn't behead me, I'll give you another 6 leaders tomorrow night.
Done and done. And Edgar will kiss both of his cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
I've missed you, Germain.
Missed you too. It's been shit. Come.
Shit is an understatement.
You are very hungry.
Yeah, I am. And Edgar will fall on down the stairs.
Mm-hmm. And downstairs you see 4 corpses that are no longer shambling around. They've been stuck. One of them has been beheaded. You don't know who killed them.
I think out of that morbidity, Edgar will go over to the one that's beheaded and just like crouch down, just studying the cut and all the dead musculature and the drying out dead veins.
Yep.
Just
And as Germain goes back to start decomposing it again, I will remove you from your morbidity as well. And you may drink one of these 6 liters of blood. You need to drink 2 to satiate your hunger down to 1. 2 liters. That's a lot of drinking.
Yeah, just sucking down blood.
Mm-hmm. Adelaide is also eating some of the corpse. Because we're in a Hecata Chronicle. And Akua says, so you're going to help your dear uncle. You're going to help me. How are you going to help me? Or are you just here for a snack and then to go?
We're going to figure out what's happening here for you, Akua.
Well, I told you everything I know. Salubri came in. She said I have to join Baron Sahira, which I don't know if we should call her Baron anymore. I heard her haven burned down. And I said no. And then the next night, dead people at my door on the street. Angry sheriff.
It does seem to connect in some way to an attack based on your responses.
Marika and I have an outstanding debt.
If you're telling me this is your fault, Eddie,
I'm not going to take responsibility for this.
I may not be in the business anymore, but I have a curse or 2 I could lay down on you.
And I live in mortal fear that one day you shall. However, I think I speak for everyone. We are going to get to the bottom of this for you because we love you. You provide something to our family which is sorely neglected and has been sorely missed over 11 years of confinement.
I'm not going to lie to you, children. I enjoy the family. I do. But something's wrong. And I know everybody laughs at silly old Uncle Akua, but something's wrong. The vibes are on.
Yes.
I think it's becoming more plain as the nights go on.
And I'm sorry, Eddie, a lot of it has to do with your mother.
I know.
She's not a good micromanager or whatever you financiers phrase things.
She is a good micromanager, and that's the problem.
I know that there's a lot of rumblings. I hear it. The Pisonobes, the Putanescas, the Milliners, they're all disgruntled. And they're bad. They're not, you don't want them disgruntled. I mean, Ilsa Asher is always disgruntled, but that's just, that's her neutral gray state, so that's alright.
That's her normal vibe.
Ilsa Asher, your aunt, yes.
What do you know about Lucius Giovanni?
Never heard the name.
Is Akua lying to me?
You can wits and inside him.
I just shot a look at her.
You are no longer under your morbidity, and you're at 1 hunger.
Yes. Which
Anyone
makes
else
this
who's
pretty
hungry
decent.
wants to take a snip from Edgar's supply can.
No, I got a corpse.
Yummy,
I'm
yum.
good.
4
I had-
successes.
I had blood coffee this morning.
Your Uncle Akua is not a good liar, and he's not lying. He tends to be what we call here in Germany a Laberkopf.
Edgar and Aen. Great. Then we'll wait for Alexander. We'll see what he
I
has
don't
to
know.
say on
I called him an hour ago. I think maybe if when the sheriff came, scared him off. Don't know.
Precisely so.
You want me to call him again?
No need.
You should. Just to make sure.
I'll call him again. He pulls out his phone and calls. And it rings, and it rings, and it rings. Nope.
Right.
It's a lot of work for my sweet little Germain to dispose of all these bodies. Thought he would love to have bodies. He likes bodies, right? Adelaide, your dad loves bodies.
He does. It helps with his work.
We need to speak with the Milliners.
Why?
I strongly suspect that they're behind this.
I think it might be Sahira.
Oh dear children, there's so many theories, but you got to pick one. And why the Milliners? Sahira, perhaps. Anarchs. They want me to join the Anarchs. There's no one in our family who's Anarch. Cannot be.
That we know about.
Cannot be.
I'm
we are
looking
still
at.
under the promise.
I don't think Hamish, pardon my language, Uncle, gives a fuck. Hamish has always done what he thought was best for him.
Louisa comes around and she comes over to you, Eddie, and she sort of plays with your hair a little bit. Do you like my lemur?
I don't have an affinity for animals.
I named him Edgar.
Like, because he's hanging on your neck.
No, because
Girl kind of wink at her.
he's a little monkey boy like you.
Maria's actually laughing right now a little bit.
I'll get another lemur and call her Olivia.
I would like to insight check Louisa when they were talking about family and anarchs.
Yeah, what's an insight?
While that's happening, Maria will say, I do have
because I ate a corpse.
Sorry.
confirmation that something is going on with the Milliners.
What is something, Maria? What something means?
Still,
It's too nebulous.
they're gathering. They're gathering.
We gather.
And they're gathering, and Catherine suspects something, enough so that she's returned home to investigate it. And that bothers me enough to know that there's probably something going on with
Well,
this.
I can't stop you to go check the milliners, but if your poor old Uncle Akua loses his head over it, well, that's on your conscience. 4 successes, Adelaide. You think Louisa has a crush on Edgar? Or they might at one point had relations or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
Edgar will just smile and stand up and kiss Louisa on both cheeks. I have missed you.
Not enough to even drop by once during confinement. Not even once. So I had to get the lemur and call him Edgar. Isn't that sad?
Well, we'll change that.
Not if the sheriff chops off my head.
The sheriff's not going to touch you. That is a
I'd like him to touch me, just not with his sword.
Which sword?
And she looks at the lemur and says something to it in French.
We should get started on this.
Old Uncle Akua can only help you find the salubri.
That would be a great place to start.
She's living with all the thin bloods by Berghain.
Fucking thin bloods.
I don't know. Some of them are okay. They've been. I like them. They're okay. They're okay. They've been pushing back against this Baron Sahira, especially one. Oh, what was her name? What was her name? Renata. Oh, she's their little leader, right? And she is saying crazy things about Baron Sahira. She's nice. I like her. She's saying that Sahira's a liar. That Sahira's leading them to destruction. That she's not Anarch at all.
Edgar will look over to Germain. They spend money here. The Thin Bloods.
I mean, not for a long time. It's been 11 years, but they used to all come here, yeah. The gambling, they love the gambling done. Because when I had broken machines, they would fix it but take some parts. It was like a deal.
Uncle, they spend time smoking upstairs as well?
I'm sure they did.
Alright.
But yeah, this one Renata, she's very vocal, very loud, and I know Baron Sahira wants to kill her, but she's sneaky, crafty. She's saying that that Sahira is not Anarch, that she's Sword of Cain. Don't know how true that is, though.
We'll see.
But Marika's been with them off and on. She's trying to find the Renata and kill her. You hear things when you just hang out in the hookah lounge and no one pays any attention to you.
Indeed. Well, we should go.
Well, clock's ticking. Hope to see you when you get back.
Would it be possible to actually raise one of these already raised bodies?
Yes.
Perfect.
Which
Uncle, would you mind if I take one of these with me?
Masquerade breach. I don't know how much the sheriff is gonna like if you have a zombie walking around with you.
Oh, not walking around. Edgar, did you move your car?
I did. Do you want me to back it up to the door?
Yes, please. See, look, I have manners unlike some people.
He blows on his fingers again and pulls at you.
That was unnecessary.
It was.
Imogen, would you care to escort me? I don't quite like being on the streets of Friedrichshain alone.
Of course.
Adelaide, you're going to wait for your father for a very long time. You can't see him.
On that note, and then just shuffle up the stairs.
Go upstairs.
I know. If he wanted to see me, he could. If he wanted me to see him, he'd let me.
You don't need old Uncle Akua, huh? You got it all figured out. But the sheriff...
I wouldn't
The
go that
sheriff, he's okay. Even if he does want to kill me.
For now, he wants to kill you, but it's part of the job, especially with things that should stay dead.
Go, find your cousins. I'll be here.
All right. Taking one of the zombies with us to go
Are you using
see
Awaken the
the
Hookmoncular Servant?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you're going to be able to raise the whole zombie that way. Because
I just need the head. Didn't they chop the head off one of them? Is the head
Yes.
just rolling around? Perfect.
Yes.
I'll take that.
Okay. It needs to have limbs in order to move around.
Oh, it
So
doesn't
the
need to
head-
move around. I'm just going to take and show it to them.
Sure. All right. Sure. Make me one rouse check and a resolve and oblivion roll, please.
I'm going to be snacking on an arm while I make this. Okay. Resolve and oblivion. Okay.
As Adelaide is doing this, Imogen, Edgar, and Maria upstairs outside by the car, waiting for her to come up with a head. Anything you'd like to discuss?
You really think the Milliners are capable of this?
Yes. I've known Hamish longer than I've known any other kindred. I know him, and he is not above this.
Adelaide, you may join now with your head.
Perfect. We're going to get in the car quickly.
You see someone behind you, quite a distance behind you, but still behind you on a bicycle, a motorbike. You don't know them, but I think Adelaide would be wise enough to know this must be that scourge Kasim was talking about.
We're going to have a scourge with us, just so you are aware.
Just so long as they understand that we aren't a part of the fucking Camarilla.
The sheriff is very aware.
Edgar will take off down the street.
So you head closer to Berghane, and it's very busy, as it always is. It's getting to be the time when they're going to open up around 2 a.m. There's a long line waiting outside, and you can hear the techno pumping out of this cement, perfectly square concrete building that looks like a prison, but it's not. And across from it is a tunnel that goes underground. And under this tunnel, you can't park under here or anything. It's a completely walked tunnel where you can walk the extent of Cletoxane under this tunnel. There's many places that go even deeper underground. There's places in here that go into what we'd call the catacombs of Berlin from a long, long time ago. And this is where you pull out and where you are. Here, there are unhoused people who stay here. Thin Bloods are here. It's very noisy, lots of graffiti, lots of people drinking, smoking, fucking. There's a lot of stuff going on under this tunnel.
Edgar's got his head on a swivel looking for Marika. While also trying his best not to be seen.
Off Sensi Unseen on.
Yeah, since the unseen. To see if there's anything kind of like hinting at potential kindred activity, even if it's
Sure.
thin blood-ish.
What about you, Imogen? Do you have
I'm
your weapons
here.
with you?
Yes.
Okay.
If I can conceal them, that'd
Yes,
be
you can.
even better. Perfect. Then yes.
All right. And do you have heightened senses activated?
I feel like that would not help me in this.
If you make me a resolve and auspex roll, and if Edgar would make me a wits and awareness roll, we'll see what helps and what doesn't.
Okay, that's not bad.
And resolve and auspex only because it's loud here.
Right.
6 with a crit.
6
Only
with a
2.
crit. With 2 successes, Imogen, you hear deeper. You'd have to go deeper into the tunnel. But you hear it sounds like someone's having a rally down there, a protest down there. Someone's having a large, boisterous conversation. With 6 successes, Edgar, you don't see Marika down here, but you do see a lot of thin bloods. You see them doing things down here. You see them. You see big vats that are plugged into, looks like they've cut the line of the utility and have plugged into that and are cooking down blood and household items, and they seem to be doing it quite brazenly and openly down here.
I was going to say, Imogen would just, after stopping to listen, she would just kind of catch up and be like, there's something happening deeper in. Sounds like there's a rally.
A rally? Can you make anything else about what it might be for?
It's too loud in here.
You approach one of the thin bloods. He's crinkling up a still wool and putting it into a vat. And he says, "Hey, yo, Junge, you don't look like you belong down here."
Edgar will narrow his eyes behind his sunglasses for a minute. I'm here to see Renata.
Am I supposed to say that I know someone named Renata for free?
I know you do. And I know that getting you to take me to her isn't cheap.
Is this a challenge of we make statements at each other, or are you going to offer me something?
What do you want?
Your blood.
Edgar will take off his sunglasses. Are you sure?
He looks back at you. Composure and resolve.
So Imogen said that there was something going on deeper in the tunnel.
Mhm.
So send him a shadow deeper into the tunnel.
Cross check.
Five successes.
3 successes. He activates awe, and you feel your eye drawn to him more, but you don't have to. You don't feel any loss of will.
Well, that's just not nice.
If you say so.
Good luck with your methamphetamines.
Actually, it's so I can transport my soul somewhere else.
You know, I've got somebody that could do that for you.
Not like this.
Better than that. But
Can it get me into Berghain?
surely can. What do you want to get into Berghain for?
I want to see a witch.
I'll take you.
I'm supposed to take that on faith. It's not really my thing.
That's up to you. Find me again if you change your mind.
Renata's in hiding. She's being hunted. I don't know where she is. But if you, she'll come out of hiding if you kill the Salubri. And all of her followers.
Why is that?
She's trying to kill her.
Marika? Just trying to kill her.
Marika working for the Baron.
Sahira doesn't deserve that title anymore.
That's that we agree.
Like I said, find me if you change your mind.
I think I'll figure it out.
Good Abend then.
Tschüss.
Ed,
With your shadow
Edgar will make
perspective,
their way back.
Adelaide, you hear what Imogen heard. A rally happening, and it sounds like a woman talking about the need for the Anarchs to rise up, the need for the Anarchs to take Berlin back, even from the humans.
There's a rally going on. They say they're anarch based on the content of the speech, but it sounds much more... I don't know the term for them. They're talking
What are they
about
saying?
the mortals as well, taking it back from everyone.
Sounds very. I would say Sabat.
What I was going to say.
We're going to have to kill Marika and all of her followers. This is a purge.
Do you know how many followers she has?
That's what we're here to find out. Also, I think it bears noting, Marika didn't used to be like this.
So what changed?
She went to Sahira instead of paying her fucking debt.
No, it looks like she's going to pay regardless.
Where is the person on the motorcycle?
They're nearby the tunnel, just on the outskirts of it.
Maria really quickly is going to send a text message to Katrin saying, please tell me that you're safe right now.
Katrin responds pretty quickly. I'm playing Scrabble with one of my cousins. I'm fine.
Good. Love you.
Love you.
Shall we?
Imogen, this is your field of expertise. Care to lend some pointers?
Finding out numbers is probably one of the most important things. We don't want to be outnumbered. We are down one after all.
The Scourge approaches all of you. She's wearing a bicycle helmet, and she flips the visor up. She has very intense blue eyes. Guten Abend. Ich heiße Marlena.
Edgar.
This does not matter to me.
There is...
I believe if you want to... I was listening. I believe if you want to discover this, get her alone. Torture her for informations and kill her.
Should we not give her to Kasim to confess her crimes?
Kasim charged you with discovering this. I will report back to him everything.
As you say then.
I can distract her if you want. I'm quite skilled at it. Malena offers to help distract. So the only option now is to head down into the tunnel and see exactly what Marika is doing. So as you make your way, you pass by many more Thin Bloods, many more cookeries going on here. You see there are some mortals down here who are being fed upon, using where Thin Bloods are using their own body as a corpus, right? As an Athenor. And as you make your way down there, Marika is standing up on a makeshift pedestal. And she's talking to a lot of Thin Bloods. And some are really into what she's talking about, and some are just sort of watching with disdain. There's maybe about a dozen here. And she seems very animated in what she's saying. And Edgar, she looks nothing like she did. The last time you saw her, she was working in a unhoused charity home, and she was dressed in scrubs, and she was, categorizing cold storage and food and stuff. And now she's shaved most of it off. She has scars on her face that she obviously has not, that are burn scars that have not healed, meaning they might be from Inquisitor fire, which is a little bit harder for Kindred to heal. And she's dressed in rags, practically. She looks nothing like the woman that you met 11 years ago. And she continues on with this fiery speech. She continues on saying that they need to take Berlin back for the Anarchs, that the Ivory Tower needs to be dismantled entirely. We have to stop their coronation. There will never be another prince in Berlin, is how she ends her speech. And there are some cheers, some very loud, prominent cheers. And then some people, as I said, are just sort of watching her with sort of a confused or maybe disdainful look. And Marlena says to all of you, "Tell me how you want me to distract her. Where do you want her?"
We probably need to get her to the truck, away from her followers.
We need to do this here.
You want to do this here with all of these runoffs?
It's a bad plan, Edgar, if we're going to.
I have to agree,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to do it.
Can we get her into the catacombs?
Yes, I can do that.
If we do this under their noses, it sends a message as well.
I am not
Looking-
afraid of Sin Bloods. You shouldn't be either.
Looking at Marlena with, because it's Marlena, right? Marlena?
Marlena. Mm-hmm.
Marlena with Oblivion Sight.
Mhm.
Is there anything around her or in
With
her?
Oblivion Sight, that lets you see in the dark, and that lets you see ghosts.
Yeah, anything around her or in her?
No.
Okay.
I do still have
Adelaide-
Sentient Unseen on.
Yeah, Adelaide's starting to get paranoid about what that island is doing to the rest of Berlin.
Sure. That's fair enough. Since the Unseen, you don't see anything happening here either. And she rolled critical plus 4 more for a total of 8. So she walks, she pulls her visor down and she walks very close to the pedestal, but not super close, not close enough. And she lifts her visor up again, and you hear her say something, but nothing comes out of her mouth. It looks like she says something. And you see Marika turn her head and look down towards the catacombs. She seems to have thrown her voice to another part of the room. And all of you watch Marika follow the voice. Move quickly,
Edgar.
and I will stay here and make sure no one follows her.
Do you have a stake on you, Imogen?
I have a dagger.
Marlena pulls one out.
Perfect.
Much appreciated. Let's set to business then.
You can give me a
Is
good
the-
recommendation to Kasim to be the next sheriff.
You'll have my shining endorsement.
Okay.
Is the end goal the end of her?
Let's walk and talk. Imogen, if she should see you first. She hasn't met you. It won't put her on highest alarm.
Do you want me to start? You want me to start asking questions, or you want me to start getting her ready for questions?
Get the stake in there first. Then we'll deal with it.
Okay.
Actually, fuck it. No. Get her ready for questions.
I'm going to use fatal precognition on her.
Sure.
As Edgar sort of, as they're moving, says, I would like her alive. For as long as we can have her alive.
I was going to ask for the way to stop her without killing her, but I'm not so sure.
No, she has to die, but I want it to be slow.
Okay.
So, the plan is for Imogen to go in first. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so fatal precognition, Adelaide, is for non-vampires.
Ah, damn it.
I had to make sure. Vision of a non-vampire stuff.
Sounds like a cool ability.
Yeah.
Helps out
It's
when
okay,
you're
we
under your
can-
clan compulsion.
Yeah.
So, Imogen, you go in first. You see Marika. She is sturdy and tall. She has blonde hair, and she looks very dirty and like she's not had a good life this last decade. And she's looking around for where that voice came from. She has her back to you.
Okay, I'd like to activate prowess.
Brass check.
I do not get hunger.
Wonderful.
Love that for me.
So, she's going to be surprised. What's your first course of action?
I'm going to try to grapple her to the ground.
Okay, so strength and brawl. She does have rapid reflexes.
Gotcha.
She is a salubri with celerity.
Strength. What's my brawl? Do I add anything from... No, I'm not punching her. Okay, never mind. We're good.
Add your dots. Add your dots and potence.
Potence. Okay. I rolled 4 successes as
right.
well.
So here's what happens. You go for Marika, you try and grapple her to the ground, but she doesn't go down. She is quick, she has celerity, and she is fighting against you. Edgar, what are you doing?
Edgar's gonna pull the knife out of his belt and jam it in her midsection.
Composure and melee, so I know how much damage you do, because she also has fortitude as a salubri. Her health track is a lot. Maria, what are you doing? I mean, we could just do a fisticuffs and everyone just beats her up.
I mean,
I'm down
that's
for
what
that.
I'm here for.
I did rouse the blood. I did not get hungrier. 3 successes.
Okay.
I'm just gonna fucking punch her in the face.
Sure. Strength and brawl. She can't do anything right now because she's 4. What about you, Adelaide?
If we couldn't get the stake in her,
That'd be a called shot. I'd need 10 successes for that.
yeah.
Can I blood buff myself?
You can.
My physical. I need to do a
So
rouse
the way
check,
blood
right?
buffing works in Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition is you blood buff, you can add it to any of your attributes. You don't have to
Okay,
pick what
gotcha,
you're doing.
Okay.
What would you like to do, Adelaide?
So for Adelaide, we need to make sure no one else is coming down here. So she's keeping lookout for.
We got Marlena on the door. She's
okay.
on
I was
the archway. She's keeping everyone out.
Gotcha. Okay, I thought she just was reporting back. Sorry. In that case, yeah, we're jumping Marlena and we're gonna beat her up. So it's
with strength
basically holding her.
Strength
Yeah.
and brawl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you can roll me 4 successes or more, you're going to do enough damage for her where she's going to have to fall prone under Imogen's grapple.
It's a success. So.
And if you don't, she's going to do something you don't like.
Basically, that is the correct maths to do the mathing for the click clacks. If I could just get 1 more success, that is 2 more successes.
Wonderful. All right, so you
That's
put her all the way down into aggravated damage. So she's definitely going to fall down prone. Would you like to stake her, or would you like to do something else?
We need her for questioning. You can't talk when you're in torpor.
Yeah.
Right.
Imogen has the stake as well. So Edgar will just twist the knife. Long time no see, Marika.
Never see you again, Hevate.
I told you what you hadn't seen the last of me when Tulio and I left your fucking soup kitchen.
Are you looking at her, Edgar?
Yeah.
Composure and resolve. Excuse me, intelligence and composure.
Intelligence and composure. I am still blood buff.
If she tries to pull something, Adelaide's gonna sink her fangs into her shoulder.
Anyone with Sense the Unseen activated, her aura is covered in black streaks. She has been taken to diablerie. Oh, I rolled like garbage, though. What did you roll?
5 successes.
I rolled 3 successes. You feel this force. You feel like she's trying to possess you. You feel a spirit try and enter you, but you're able to fight it off.
Run the knife up to the top of her rib cage.
She's going to keep taking damage for this.
We've got some questions for you, Marika.
You said the black streaks are showing for anybody since the unseen.
Yep. That's
and
you would know that's diablerie.
You've eaten someone.
Several someones.
I hope they were your dearest friends. Bosom
You could
buddies.
stop. You could start by telling us who you ate.
I don't know. Or care.
Did you raise the dead that attacked Cleopatra's?
Is that what this is about? Of course not. I don't do your dirty necromancy.
Is she lying to me?
What's an insight?
Specialty in truths. And I'm blood buffed.
I'm rolling like garbage today. Like absolute trash.
5 successes.
0 successes. She's not lying. But she knows who did.
Give me the name of who raised those dead.
She looks over at Adelaide. Could be any one of you.
You know who it was. Tell me their name.
I'll make you a deal. Hey, wait, I know you like deals. You let me go? And I tell you where you can find your ghoul's blood?
That's not what this is about. But I'm inclined to consider it. Tell me who raised the dead that attacked Cleopatra's.
One of you dirty necromancers. Obviously.
Twist again. The name, Marika.
Everyone can tell that Edgar is bringing Marika very close to Torpor. But she doesn't seem to care. You kill me, Mr. Waite. Who knows what will happen with that blood?
Take off his glasses. Mesmerize. You'll tell me who raised the dead that attacked Cleopatra.
Oh, is this manipulation and dominate?
Yeah.
Let's continue on my streak, I guess, of shit rolls. Let's see.
Can I like hold her head?
Yeah,
So,
sure.
I don't know, help
Yeah,
Edgar a
sure.
little bit?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Edgar, give
Teamwork.
yourself
Makes the dream work.
an extra dice.
Hell yeah.
Alright, a little bit better. 1. A little bit better. Not much though.
7 successes with a crit.
4 successes. She looks at you and her eyes glaze over. Ambros Milena.
Look at Edgar.
Now tell me where I'll find my ghoul's blood, and we'll let you go.
In exchange for joining the Anarchs, Maurizio Putanesca.
Is she lying to me?
You have her under mesmerized. She's not lying.
Okay.
He's been looking for your ghoul for a long time.
Where is Sahira now?
I don't know.
Do you know where she stays?
She moves. When she needs me, she finds me.
Not anymore. And Edgar will take the knife and bury it into her heart. He'll keep, he'll straddling her, just keep stabbing her in the heart with this knife.
Now she is.
It definitely gets to the point where, business is over and now it's personal, and Edgar is very much venting a lot of very personal frustrations centered around Marika, and he won't stop until someone stops him or he becomes too physically exhausted to keep going.
Edgar.
And you won't, because you are a vampire.
Right. So I think Imogen would be holding her in a way that she's facing you, and she would put her hand up and be like, Edgar, she's asleep.
Edgar will wipe the blade off on her filthy fucking rags and tuck it back in his belt. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
You did?
Budneskas and the milliners are in bed with the fucking Sabbat. This isn't anarch trash. This is filth.
Edgar, Maria, and Adelaide. Suddenly a memory flashes in your head from 6 years ago. The death of Bastian, Kasim's ghoul. Killed by a painful, sharp feeling in the throat.
It was one of us.
What was the name of the milliner that you said again?
Ambrose. You would know that to be
Ambrose.
Catherine's oldest brother.
The one they were on the phone with earlier?
Yeah.
No, that was Angus.
Angus,
Yeah.
oh. Okay.
That's Catherine's
So
youngest brother.
Got it.
Maria's going to text Catherine. Is Ambrose there with her?
Catherine responds, no. All of the kindred are gone.
Do you have any idea where he may be?
And she responds, no, what's going on?
Not safe to tell over text. Just be safe and try to come home if you can.
Catherine responds, I'll sneak out during the day.
Edgar will light a cigarette.
Marlena comes in. At this point,
I
she
was
hears
gonna
the
say.
commotion over, and she, may I have the steak, please?
Hand it back.
And she just jams it into the giant hole that Edgar made. And hiffs Marika up over her shoulder. I'll bring the body to the sheriff. He can wake her up.
Did you catch all of that?
Of course I did. You are in deep, Scheiße.
Ja. Es ist Überkopf.
Ein bisschen, ja.
Kasim will handle as much of it as he'll allow us.
You should probably know. They're going to declare praxis soon. And if what she was saying is true, that they're going to attack.
We'll be there if we're invited.
I'll be there. I'll bring you with me.
Yes, Adelaide is invited.
It's imperative for the relationship between our sects that Kasim maintains his position.
A sheriff.
No. He's not just a sheriff, and I think we all know that.
I would agree. Unfortunately, I do not know what the outcome is going to be. There's a Ventru child of the previous prince, Henrietta, and she is devious, to say the least.
Not
And
Bridenstine.
No, Bridenstein's child Stefan would be nothing more than a puppet, and none of the Primogen can agree on who should be pulling the strings. But Henrietta, she has some sway and presence about her.
Who is her sire?
Waldburg.
We'll do what we can, as we always do.
She's old. She's Prussian royalty. I know Kasim also has some age to him, but he is just a Banu Hakim. There's he has no community, no support. The only thing that is keeping him in the running is his pursuit of this justice.
And we'll make it clear that his relationship with the Hecata makes him a much better option.
Yes, try not to mention your cousins joining the Sabbat, perhaps.
Well, keep that in mind. And you should get used to wearing that shiny badge. You'd be good at it.
I might have to fight Heidi to the death over it.
That's as far as my endorsement goes, darling. That's a conflict of interest for me. But I will endorse you to Kasim.
I could take her.
We should probably go before someone is drawn by the noise.
Yes, you should go out through the catacombs to the other side and walk around to get your car.
Thank you.
Sounds good to me.
I'll call Heidi so she can cloak us.
Thank you, Marlena. I appreciate it.
It's just doing my job.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
And she just stands there with Marika's body and leans against the wall, lights a cigarette, and waits.
I'm going to text Heidi to let Kasim know that we found them and they're with Marlena.
Heidi texts back. She's a bitch, right?
Red.
So you all exit out through the catacombs back to Edgar's car. Adelaide's car is gone with Bella. So once again, you're down to one car.
During our walk back to the car, Maria will have said that Catherine gave me the information that Ambrose was not there with her.
Just Ambrose? Or
Were there others there with?
None of the kindred.
Edgar is going to call Osric.
Osric picks up. Edgar?
We have a problem. Well, a problem that we could turn to our advantage.
It's getting late in the night for Riddles Boy.
The Pissinobs, they've gone anarch. This could be our chance to get Hannah Lori back in her rightful place.
You
We've
better
run
have some
through-
real fucking proof if that's what you're bringing to me in the middle of the goddamn night.
I'll let you walk through the memory with me. You can still do that.
Yeah, I can do that.
You still got that crash pad.
The what?
That shitty apartment that you had, like 15, 20 years ago.
I have every single shitty apartment I've ever had in this goddamn city.
Which one do you want to meet at?
Why can't I go to yours? It's a lot nicer.
We need to keep this sort of biz away from home, Uncle.
I can't go anywhere at the moment. I am dealing with an issue with Kenneth at the moment.
Send him to my place.
No, I can't. But I'm taking it on faith. Are you telling me I should dismiss the Pisanope?
No.
I can meet you tomorrow night, Edgar.
I don't think I'm gonna have time. Look, we got it from that. You remember the Salubri that owed me that ran off to Sierra?
Yeah, I think I remember you mentioning it once.
Yeah, well, we caught up with her and I dominated her and she copped to the whole thing. The Pisanomes don't know that we know, and we need to keep it that way. Keep them close. Watch them.
Should I get the Putanescas back here?
No. They're compromised also. That's what I said. We've run through all our options. The milliners are fucked as well.
Jesus Christ. What about the Ashers?
I don't think so. I think they're hedging other bets. It's either gonna be civil war or hostile takeover. Those are our options, and we can talk about that when I get time. I'm not sure if I can meet tomorrow night.
It's gonna have to be tomorrow night. Because if I don't deal with Kenneth tonight, he won't be here tomorrow night.
Maybe that's an Edgar will stop himself.
I can't let it happen.
I'll do it.
No.
You asked me. It's time. Send him. I'll come pick him up.
Edgar? He's my son.
I know.
And I said no, and he hangs up.
Alright, that could have gone better.
You need to be more careful what you say on the phone, Edgar.
Noted. Let's get everyone home. Stop by Cleopatra's and then I'll drop you all. I'm sorry you all saw me like that. It was unprofessional.
We're family. It's understandable.
You need to find a better way for your emotions to come out.
If that isn't the pot talking to the kettle.
So, you all make your way back to the car. Adelaide, you can easily text Bella to swing back around and come get you.
Adelaide's going to get hold of Bella to come back to Akua's and that we need to have a talk.
She swings back around. Imogen and Maria, of course, Imogen, you could call your ghoul to come get you. Maria, you could, hitch a ride with Adelaide, or Imogen. How would you like to get home?
I would like to ask Imogen if she could give me a drop off.
Yeah, I'll call Sabina.
Mm-hmm. Sabina picks you up, and Imogen and Maria can go. Of course, you can say goodbye to Akua and Shaman
Yes,
and Louisa.
course.
And
Of course.
They tell you, Imogen, that they'll be at the Bahari party that your mother's going to be hosting soon.
Perfect. Look forward to it.
There as well. Adelaide and Bella can go. Bella looks like she's been crying when she picks you up. And she said, Kenneth is really upset. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, deep breath. Did he call you? Did he show up?
He's just saying he doesn't want to live anymore without me. And I think I should go home. Not to our home, but to my mother's home.
No, Bella, no. That's not healthy to have someone's whole existence hinge on you. He's sick. And we got you better. But Kenneth's still in the middle of all of that, and he doesn't want to get better. He just...
Osric said that he's helping him. He told me not to worry, but I can't help it.
Then we will let Osric handle that.
Can I say goodbye to Eddie?
Of course, sweetheart. Whatever you want.
And she gets out and she goes over to you, Eddie, and gives you a hug.
Edgar will wrap his arms around her and just kind of run his hands through her hair the way he did when she was tiny and her whole body could fit inside of his chest. You're the daughter that I didn't have, Isabella.
I wish just once Mom would have said something like that to me. I was nothing more to her than someone to keep Kenneth in line. And I failed at that. And so then I was less than anything.
Your worth is not determined by what other people want you to be.
I know that now. Adelaide taught me that. Will you make me a promise, Eddie?
Of course, darling.
Don't let Kenneth die.
Sweetheart. I think it's a little out of my hands. He has to make his choice. He hasn't learned yet you can't live for others. You have to live for yourself.
If he dies, Eddie, I'll die.
No, you won't.
A part of me will.
And that's all right. Mourn it.
She breaks away from you. Sorry. I have to go.
Belle. And he'll show her the ring.
What's that?
Getting married.
Can vampires get married? Oh, sorry. Let's say that.
If we choose to.
Do I get to meet her? Or him?
Her. I wanted you to meet her tonight, but things got busy.
What are you going to tell Mom? Eddie, I know, Eddie. I've always known.
Let me deal with your mother. Take care of yourself.
And when I can't, I have Adelaide to take care of me.
Edgar will swallow his tongue and just nod.
And you watch her run back into Adelaide's arms.
You're just watching. He won't say anything, but he'll just gaze with intent.
Yeah, Adelaide wraps her arms around Bella in direct eye contact with Edgar.
We touch things with intent in this game. So, Imogen and Maria on the way home. Is there anything you'd like to discuss on your way home? Sabina's driving you both, so you can both be in the backseat.
Maria is first of all going to ask if she can smoke with the window down.
Do my guest?
She's going to roll the window down, light up, and then take a big, deep puff. And she's going to say, with Olivia's current position, this might be getting close to a time where we might be able to do something. I think it might be a good idea for us to try to find Ida and get more information as we can.
I think so. Do you know where to start? This is your wheelhouse after all.
I have some ideas, but I need Giancarlo back. First and foremost, I need to make sure Catherine's safe. And it's bothering me what Adelaide said earlier. If this is my will, or just Mama's. Does my own motivations bother you, Imogen?
Why would it bother me? Zero machinations and opinions.
You trusted me, well, us, with something about you, so I'm going to trust you with something about me. Mama bloodbound me.
That doesn't surprise me.
And now I can't stop thinking, if I traded a mother who hates me for a mother who manipulates me.
That's for you to decide.
Yeah. But for what it's worth, Imogen, I trust you. And thank you for opening yourself up to us.
Of course. I'm trusting you more and more each night.
Adelaide and Bella also on the way home. Is there anything that you'd like to discuss?
So, we've talked about embrace. Is that something you want?
More than anything, but I do not want to pressure you. As long as I'm bound to you, I stay this age and stay healthy, and honestly, I would be with you this way forever. I just know I could do more, I could learn more, and be more useful to you.
It's not about use, Bella. That's how many sires think of their child are. Is what use you are to them. And I don't want that to be our relationship. I don't know what it feels like to be a ghoul. I don't. Did you want the embrace before?
Oh, yes. All I wanted was my mother to look at me and choose me. I just wanted her to choose me.
And I chose you. And while we might not have the same blood, you were my daughter, Bella, okay? I never want you to question that, okay?
I won't.
It's going to start getting dangerous. There's a lot that happened tonight that I can't tell you about. Yet. But as soon as it's possible, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to teach you how to keep yourself safe.
I trust you. Mama.
And I need you to look at something in my bag, all right?
Mhm.
And the picture that's in there. If you see that man, you stay away from him. But you let me know if you see him.
Okay.
Okay?
I will.
Don't go looking for him. I know your mother is in that picture.
Yes.
But you didn't see this picture, all right?
Okay. I love you.
I love you. So much.
Let's go.
And I'm sorry it's going to hurt.
Oh, I know. I'm okay. I'll be okay.
Let's go home.
And she puts her head on your shoulder.
She'll lean her head on hers.
Edgar, driving alone back to your complex. It is getting very early. Spring is approaching and days are getting longer and nights are getting shorter. As you head up, Carla, of course, is still standing here. She has something in her hand, however, that she hands to you.
Edgar will take it.
This was dropped off by a man in a white mask.
Thank you, Carla.
I'm sorry I read it, I couldn't help it, but there's a note for you attached to it.
I will never tire of you, Carla Lamy. You can go home.
She sort of smiles, which you've never seen her do before, you don't think? My mother will send someone new in a few days. After the ceremony.
Carla? What's happening with you?
You'll see at the ceremony, cousin.
Carla, don't leave me in the dark.
But that is where the mother does her best work. Ahi hai little too. And she leaves.
Edgar will nod. Watching her go with this strange, forlorn feeling.
In your hand is an invitation. It's in black crepe paper and gold filigree, and it says, "You are invited to the Witch of Kudam's Embrace Night." The card on top of it is a playing card, and written on the playing card is, "Ayo Junge, got you your meeting. It'll be fun for the whole coterie."
He'll check it with Sense the Unseen just to make sure there isn't any fun writing on this one.
There is, in fact. It says, "Don't be boring. I warned you."
Edgar will. Knowing that if my interpretation is correct, Aelin has already left to catch her flight.
Mm-mm. She leaves in the morning. She told you to come back and show her how much you're going to miss her.
Edgar will go inside.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
Aelin is on the couch. And you can see that she has been spending her time doing a lot of human things, eating and drinking and watching television. And she has been crying a lot. She's very puffy in the face.
Edgar will sit the invitation on the counter with the card And he'll go to reach into the waste paper bin to get that picture that she
It's
made.
gone.
Damn it. And then Edgar will walk over to the wall and press the corner of one of his paintings, and the little secret
Mhm.
chamber will open. As he's taking off his clothes and affixing the collar around his neck, he'll just look back towards Aelin. Are you coming?
She looks up at you. And she holds out her arms.
Edgar will walk over to her and lay down. Take her in his arms and just put his forehead against hers. I'm sorry.
I don't know what for.
Things are about to get bad. And I'm not sure how much of me is going to make it out the other side.
I'll help you put the pieces of yourself back together, Edgar. No matter what.
I'm so tired, Aelin. I'm losing my children, and I don't know what to do. I can't save them. I wanted you to see them just once together.
She pulls you in so that you lay on top of her and holds you in a full body hug and lets you just cry. Strokes your hair. You're going to bleed on her, but it's not going to bother her. And she says, "You can't help everyone, Edgar. You will lose yourself in the process."
They're my children.
And children grow up.
They never got the chance to be kids. She took the same thing from them that she took from me.
Yes, she did. And Edgar, if you want to stop this, you have to stop it at the source.
I don't have the strength.
Yes, you do. I see it in you.
She can't keep hurting me. I have to do what I have to do before she kills everything good left in Tulio.
And so you will. I will see you through this.
You have to be out of town for the family dinner. Don't tell me where you're going. Just don't be here. I'm going to get your blood back.
When you need me to return, when you cannot stand another moment without me, I will come back.
And he'll just sort of turn on his finger. You are never far from me.
And she'll kiss you. And that, as we fade away from that, is where we are going to end Session 2, Disturb the Dead, for this evening. Thank you, everyone, so much. For once again, I am unable to keep these sessions short, as I can no longer say that I keep sessions short because you guys are just killing it too much and I can't stop you. You're an unstoppable force, and I love you all so much. Thank you, and
We love you too.
we're out. No, you don't.